Satya, can you hear me? Just double check for the mic.
Hi, Richuan. Yes, I can hear you.
Great, thanks for confirming. So we almost it's already one, so we are ready to kick up our session called Season of AI from Cloud Expert Group, where we will be exploring the latest trends and technology on AI. We have exciting line of presenter here. So we will actually we are communicating with those presenter as well. They are having some challenges to join the session. So let me just kick up meanwhile. So now we are thrilled to kick up this exciting event where AI enthusiasts, developers, and cloud professionals come together to intelligence and cloud technology. Today, our esteemed speakers will share their expertise on cutting edge AI tools, frameworks, best practices to help you harness the power of AI in real world application. So if you see the session, most of these are real world example, like for example, Jagannath Selviraj. He will be sharing on this the cutting edge innovation exploring DeepSeek, R1, and with Azure AI Foundry, GitHub, and Olama. Similarly, we have another speaker, Dr. Gomati. She will be sharing about Copilot Studio, real world AI use cases that matter. And then we have a Sina Khan, AI in action, a step-by-step guide to large language model deployment. Navin M. Kumar, who will be introducing AI Foundry, transforming AI development. So our first session will be given by Navin Kumar M. He will be introducing Azure AI Foundry, then will be followed by Sina Khan, Jagannath Selviraj, and Dr. Gomati. And Satya Karki will be doing the keynote of this event. So she will be presenting on GitHub Copilot, how to write secure, safe, reliable code using GitHub Copilot. So now Satya, it's all yours. Yeah, Satya, you may
Okay,
continue.
thank you, Richuan. Hello, everyone. And this is Satya Kargi, one of the organizer of this event. Today, I'll shortly introduce what is GitHub Copilot, its features for the safe, secure, and efficient coding. Beside this, I will demonstrate how we can utilize the GitHub Copilot to write the efficient code. With profession, I'm a senior software engineer. In addition to this, I'm Microsoft MVP and CSAP Corner MVP. With that, I have nearly 20 Microsoft certifications. Furthermore, I have more than 13 years of professional experience in software development and data, mostly with Microsoft technologies. So today in the keynote, I'll be presenting how we can use the AI to assist the coding with the GitHub Copilot. It's the feature for the safe, secure, and efficient coding. So let's first move with a short brief introduction of the GitHub Copilot. GitHub, we all know, I think these days we all know about the GitHub Copilots and AI and its capability. So I'll shortly introduce the GitHub Copilot and then move for the demonstration. GitHub Copilot is a AI-powered coding assistant that every developer knows these days and trusts to write the smarter, faster, and the better code. It is an AI-powered coding assistant developed by the GitHub and the OpenAI. We can integrate the GitHub Copilot into the IDEs such as Visual Studio and Visual Studio Code. GitHub Copilot suggests the code in the real time based on the context and the natural language prompt. We can just give a natural language prompt, then it understands the natural language and suggests the code based on the context of our project or our solution. It is customizable, even it gives the suggestions that we can pick and we can again customize it. It is a contextual, it understands the context of our programs, what we are intending to write and what we have asked, that it understands based on the context of the program, and then it suggests. It is a AI and powerful that helps the developers to save their time, and we can do the coding faster and the efficient. Using it, we can write the code, we can write the test cases, we can document the program, as well as it can we can get the explanations what this code does. If some new developers join into the organizations and he don't know about the code or the project, he can just select the code and ask the GitHub Copilot to explain, and it explains about the code. So it's helpful for the newcomers joining into the new projects. Uh, as well as it optimize the codes, we can ask the GitHub Copilot to review the code and suggest for the improvements. So when someone creates the pull request and the reviewer need to review for that purpose also, if I need to review the my colleagues code, then I can use the GitHub Copilot to review it and give me the suggestions, and based on that suggestions I can think and pick that the suggestions and give a comment. So it helps in the reviewing the code also. So now let's move to the demonstration. So how we can use it in the coding. So I will share it, or I'll share a screen. Then we can.
Sure, Satya.
Is my screen visible? I guess it's visible. Richard, can you confirm?
Yes, Satya.
Okay, my Visual Studio window. Okay. So now I have a class article, so I can give a natural language prompt, create a record, name the articles with the 10 properties and add a default values. So this is just the prompt I'm giving, and the GitHub Copilot, it has a suggest and provided me the 10 properties with the ID, title, content, author, created date, and so on with the all the properties. So this is how we can create models, properties, class, or the records for our program in the model. And again, if I select this and ask, okay, just we can ask and the document this, can use the /doc command, then it will give the documentations for this all properties. So here we can see it has given the it has suggested for the documentations. I can just accept it, and then you can see we can easily document our program also. So now just let's save it. So I'll move for the validations. So here I will add a class article validator, and I will use the fluent validation. So here I will delete this the default and just write the prompt to write fluent validation for class article. Okay, it has just suggested here. So for this, I need to include the fluent validation. Name is fish here using the fluent validations, and I need to include this model. Let's fix it. Okay, so in this way, we can use it to the validation also. It has suggested for writing the fluent validations for the each properties. For examples, for the ID, you can see the title, content, and the author. These all are the string. So it has been doing the fluent validations for this all properties. So now we can utilize this for adding the test cases, unit test. So I have a test project here. So we just have written the article validator for validating the article model. So now we can write the unit test for this fluent validation, whether this validation is correct or not. To verify it, we can write a unit test for this. So I will add a new class, or simply here I can select this and ask GitHub Copilot, write X unit test for this class. So you can see it has created the another class article validator test.cs and provided all the methods for. Okay, I just unselect this. Again, I need to just close it, and then I'll again ask. That's test. So we can use. I'm accepting this. I just canceled that time, and yeah. So now you can see the article validator test class is already here. It has generated this. So it has just generated, and this file is not belong to the any project. So I'll just copy copy this and put into the my test project here. Test. I can save it now, and I can just close and unsave this. So here you can see it has written the validation unit test for the each property, such as the ID is empty or not, ID is valid or not. And additionally, we can write the single prompt such as I'll write unit test for valid ID using theory and inline data. So we can pick like this inline data. It's suggested one by one now. So that this method name is the same. I can just change it. ID is valid. ID is valid. Now we can run this test also. So the test cases is pass. The new test cases that I have written is a passed. If you want to check all test cases, we can go to the here in the text explorer and change the all. So additionally, if we change anything in the property, such as, let me go to the article model. So the article model here, my tag, the category, maybe I can make it a optional field and then change the validator for the category. Category was required, so now we can just remove it. It is not, now it is optional. And if I run the test, if we got the requirement changed as this property earlier was required and now we have to make it optional, we just change into the model and the validations. And let's check and run the test cases. Then the test case for this category should fail because we need to change the test cases for the category also, because earlier it was a required field, now it is changed. So now this can be the empty. This category should category is empty, was throwing earlier the validation error. Now it should not have, should not throw the, should not have any validation error. So we have to update in the test cases also. Should have now validation error. So this way we can write the program, we can write and document the document our program. Also, we can utilize the GitHub Copilot. Should have validation error for the category. So yeah, this test case is still failing. We need to fix it. This way we can use. Now we haven't done the any validations for the category. We don't need this test cases also. So we can just comment this one. So this way we can utilize the GitHub Copilot. Additionally, I will quickly show how we can utilize the GitHub Copilot for optimizing the code. So I have a method, the sort numbers. We can just select this and ask for the optimization. We just suggest for the optimization of this method. So here you can see the optimization. The decisions of whether the accepting this or the canceling this depends upon the us. If we like this is a correct and the proper solutions it has suggested, then we can just accept it. Or if we don't like the suggestion, then we can simply cancel it. Similarly, we can optimize the another method. We can select it and ask for the optimization. So here you can see the it has provided the optimized code. We can, if we like, we can just accept it. We can see the changes here. Similarly, this method has some bug, so we can use GitHub Copilot to fix the bug also. So let's select and next for the fix. So it has provided the solutions. Earlier the factorial was n. The correct factorial is n minus 1. So if we have any bug and the issue in the programs, we can use the GitHub Copilot to fixing the bug also. So furthermore, we can use the GitHub Copilots. I have a method here. We can just ask it to the optimize, or we can ask for the explanation. What does this program do? Just explain. So we can see it has been explained what this method do, what this return type do, and it has provided some optimized code also here. Just want to cancel now, or we can see the, okay, this window is, in this way, we can use the GitHub Copilot to write the code faster, secure, optimize our code, document our the code. Also, we can use for write the unit test in a very short time. So that's all from me. I hope you have got the idea how we can utilize the GitHub Copilot for the better, secure, and the safe programming. Thank you. Richwan, over to you. Richwan, I think you are mute.
Thank you, Satya. Now we have our next uh, session already in line. He was having some technical issue as always. Like we have some issues as a technical person, we know. So Naveen Kumar is here with me. He is going to present on introduction to Azure AI Foundry, and he will show how this AI Foundry can be utilized for developing like AI solutions or building, giving intelligence to your existing applications. How we can incorporate with different large language models or even some others models. So AI Foundry is not just about the Gen AI, but it is all about all the AI collaboratively we can use from the one platform. So, Naveen, I think you are already in here, so I believe you can hear me. You can unmute and maybe you can share your screen and start the session.
Yes, Rizwan. I hope I'm audible clearly.
Yes, it is clear.
Okay, sure.
Great.
Thank you. Let me share my screen. Okay. Yeah. Okay.
You are already in the live screen, and also we were able to see your screen earlier. Yeah, now
Okay.
also we can see your screen. Yeah.
Okay. One minute. Hope the screen is visible now.
Yeah.
Okay. Probably I'll turn off the video so that it will not create any distractions. Okay. I'll put it into presenter mode. Okay. So I hope my presentation is visible now, right?
Yes.
Yeah, thank you so much, Rizwan. So initially we faced some technical issue as always you mentioned, and thank you so much for solving that technical issue and getting into me here. And I first of all I want to thank you to Season of EA, a Cloud Expert Group, and especially you, Rizwan, for providing an opportunity to speak and share my knowledge to the wider platform. Okay, so today we are going to see an interesting topic, introduction to Azure AI Foundry, transforming a development. All right. So before getting to this, let me quickly introduce myself. So my name is Naveen Kumar M, and I'm a data engineer with over 13 years of experience in the IT. I have been recognized as 2 times C Sharp Corner MVP and hold 4 Azure certifications. And beyond my technical or professional work, I am also a technical blogger, speaker, and a mentor, passionate about sharing knowledge and helping others to navigate the ever evolving tech landscapes. Okay, so this is a short introduction about myself, and part of today's session topic, right? So what we are going to see, right, in this session, we will cover the following the key topics: introduction to the Azure AI Foundry, what it is, so what and why it matters, why the Azure Foundry is required, and how the AI Foundry works, understanding the workflow of the AI Foundry and what we can do with the project and hub. When I say project and hub, they are the core components of Azure AI Foundry. And we'll see when to use AI Foundry, identifying the right scenarios for AI Foundry adoption. And we can see the model catalog. Here we can see how we are going to manage and utilizing the pre-built models, which is already available in the AI Foundry. And we'll see a inference task for deploying the models and performing the inference at scale. Finally, we have a Q&A if you have anything, and then we'll get started. Okay, so let's move to the introduction. What is AI Foundry? So before getting into what is AI Foundry, and let me give you a start with some start story. Okay, let's take an example. Two engineers we have, right? Engineer one and engineer two. So they had a vision to build an AI model that could detect early signs of diseases using medical images. Okay, let's assume engineer one, he's a skilled developer, spent months setting up an infrastructure, training the models, and managing the deployments, everything, right? And the other hand, the engineer two, what he will do, right? He's just utilizing the Azure AI Foundry. He quickly set up an hub, AI hub, where we saw, when I say the project and hub are the core components of the Foundry, right? He's utilizing the hub used to train the models from the model catalog, which I showed in the agenda, right? So he's training the models from the model catalog and seamlessly deploying an inference pipeline within a week. So when you compare the engineer one and engineer two, right? Engineer one is spending time in setting up the infrastructure, models, everything, whereas the engineer two quickly set up everything and he can focus on the innovation and coming up with a new idea, the utilized time. So that's where the AI Foundry is the real time, the real world example comes in. Okay, so now let's see what is AI Foundry. All right, so AI Foundry, it's a Microsoft all-in-one platform. It's designed to simplify the development, deployment, and we can say the management of the AI applications as well. Okay, so AI Foundry empowers the developers to drive innovation and we can say this shape the future within AI for safe, secure, and responsible way. It's purely for the developers. It's purely built for developers to create an AI applications. Okay, so and we have right now, if you see 1800 plus pre-built models available in the model catalog. So I can show that as well. And as I said, it consists of the two components, right? The one is a project and hub. So apart from that, what we can see right here, it's a GUI portal. So formally, before Azure AI Foundry, right, we'll see AI Studio. So we call it as an AI Studio. Now it has been renamed and revamped as an AI Foundry. So AI Foundry, it's a SDK which enables developer to work with robust and pre-built component where we are going to utilize the pre-built models. Okay, so when it see the capabilities, what we can do. So as I said initially, it's purely built for the developer. So we can build a generative AI applications on an enterprise gate platform, and we can use this to build, test, explore, and deploy using a cutting edge AI tools and models grounded in the responsible AI practices. And third, we can say the collaboration within the team, right? So collaborate with the team for the full life cycle for an application development. So where it comes from the development, or it's a testing, or it's a user acceptance, or the production, and then they'll go live. So the everything, it will be in the one platform where we'll have a separate workspace to work on it. So it's a single tool all in one platform initially said, right? So that will be a collaboration between all the teams. And the last one is the explore wide variety of models, services, and capabilities which is already available in the AI Foundry. So this is a all about what is AI Foundry, the introduction about AI Foundry. The next one, what we are going to see here is how AI Foundry works. Okay, so when we kick started, I said that hub and project are the two core components. So if you want to work on AI Foundry, we need to create a project. If you want to create a project, we should have a hub. Okay, so basically one hub can have multiple projects. Okay, so this is an high level. Let's see internally what is hub and what is project. Okay, so Azure AI Foundry Hub, we call it as a Foundry Hub. Earlier we call it as a Studio Hub or a hub. Now we can just call it as AI Foundry Hub. This is the top level resource in Azure AI Foundry portal. Okay, when you log into the portal, when you want to create a project, first you have to create a hub. So that's why we call it as a it's a top level resource. Okay, and it's based on Azure machine learning services. So the resources provided here, it's purely for the machine learning. It's built on the machine learning providers. So if you see here, the resource provider will be using that Microsoft dot machine learning service slash workspace. So this is the resource provider we are using in the hub as well as in the project. So both uses the machine learning provider. Okay. So what hub provides? What feature hub provides? Okay. So in hub, we can create a security configurations. So when it comes to hub, right? So we can create a security configurations including a managed network that spans project and model endpoints, we can say, right? And we can have a compute resources. So we can see, right? We can have a compute resource for an interactive development where we need to fine tune our models, or if you're using any open source APIs or the models or the serverless model deployments, everything we can set up the feature provided by the hub. And we can have a hub scoped connection, the connection to the other Azure services, such as Azure OpenAI services, AI services, and we have a Azure AI search, the language. So such kind of the other Azure services connection we can create, and it can be hub scoped connection, and it can be shared with the projects created from the hub. So the connections getting created in the hub can be shared within the project as well. So that's a hub scope connection. And we can say it, the other option is other feature is the project management. When you say the project management, the hub can have multiple child projects, right? The project is a child resource, so it can have multiple child projects. The hub can have it. So where we can have the connections, the governance related, the settings related to the projects, everything can be handled in the hub, which is the project management level. And the final option, the final feature we can see is an associated storage account. Okay, where we can upload our artifacts, and if you want to use any models, our data, where we need to reference our data, where you can upload our data to the Azure storage accounts, that is at the hub level. And we can have a data set created at the project level, and we can use that. So that feature we can see when we move to the project. So this is all about the features we have it in the AI Foundry hub. Okay, and okay, yeah. So the next one is a Foundry project. So now we saw what is a hub and what is the features of hub. Now let's see what is project and what are the features provided by the project. Okay, so the project is a child resource of the hub, so that it's easily evident. Okay, and let's see what is the features provided by the project. Okay, so when it comes to the features of the project, we can access the development tool for building and customizing the AI applications. The complete development work will happen only at the project level. Okay, so that's access to the deployment, access to the development tool. And the second one, we can say reusable components, including the data sets, models, indexes, right? So here we'll upload our data artifacts, everything, and at the project level we'll have a data sets, and the model in is a pre-built models from the catalog, we can take it, and in the indexes and the fine tuning where we can do that at the project level. And the third feature is an isolated data container where we can upload data to the internal storage account inherited from the hub. So that's an isolated data container. It's only for the project specific. So the access cannot be given to the other project or the team. It can be used only for the specific project. And the project scope connection. Okay, so here we saw the hub scope connection. Here it's a project scope connection. For example, a project member might need a private access to data stored in the Azure storage account here, right? We have a Azure storage account. So in that case, without giving the same access to the other project, we can give the specific access to this particular project so the team member can leverage its access. Okay, so the final feature is the open source model, right? The open source models from the catalog, and you can fine tune those endpoints. Oh, so these are all about the hub and the project and the features of the hub and project, and it all uses the machine learning thing. This is the resource provider, Microsoft machine learning service workspace. Okay, now we saw how AI Foundry works. Now let's go from the developer point of view and what we saw the features, right? Basically we saw the features of hub and project, but when it comes to the developer point of view, the person who builds an AI application, what he really can do with hub and project, right? So that we can see next. So what we can do with hub, and so here whatever we saw in the previous, it's the same thing, but let's see from the developer point of view. Okay, so an Azure Hub is the foundation for all the AI development projects on the Azure. When we want to create any AI related applications, now we have to use AI Foundry. Earlier we have a separate services like language, speech, translator, content safety. Now everything included it in one particular platform. It's a one platform. So AI development projects all happen at the Azure in the AI Foundry level, which enables you to define a shared assets that can be used across multiple projects. Okay, so when it comes what I can do as a developer when it comes to hub, what I can do specifically. So I can create a member and I can assign them a specific roles. So I have two sets of projects. So one is working for a development, the other one is working for a testing. So I can give a tester related roles to the tester and the complete developer access to the developer. So I can create the members and assign the specific roles. And the next one is create and manage compute instances on which to run experiments, prompt flow, and we can have a custom code as well. So that we can do. And the third one is we can connect and manage connection to Azure resources such as a data store, GitHub, Azure Search, and others. And finally, the policy governance, whether to shut down automatically everything. So that's all about the hub level. And let's go to the project level, what we can do, right? At the project level, we can deploy large models to support a chatbot or the copilot, and we can test the models in the chat playground, and we have an augment prompt with our own data, so where we can decide our own, use the prompt flow to define the flow that combines model, prompt, and code. And we can evaluate our model responses to the prompt as well, and we can manage indexes and data sets from custom data, and also we can define content filter to mitigate potentially harmful responses, and we can use Visual Studio code in your browser to create a custom code, and you can deploy a solution using a web app or a containerized app in the project. So this is all about the what as a developer point of view, what we can do from hub and project. And the next thing is when to use Azure Foundry. Okay, so what are all the use cases where we can go ahead and use a Foundry? Okay, so when you want to create and manage AI project, right? Azure AI Foundry provides a centralized hub for all your AI projects, allowing you to manage resources. You can collaborate with team members, streamline the workflow. So this is about the create and manage AI projects, and you can develop generative AI applications if your goal is to develop applications that can generate a content or build your own prompt flow or build your own chatbot. So Azure Foundry's generative AI capabilities are an essential, and explore available AI models. So when it comes to explore AI models, we have 1,800 plus models available in the catalog, and you have models from the different vendors. We can utilize it from that, and the RAG one, right, for the project that requires combining the power of RAG. So now a Foundry provides a feature that enhances the quality of relevance of the generated content from the RAG. Okay, the other feature when to use, monitor and evaluate AI models. The Foundry provides a robust tool for evaluating and monitoring your prompt flow, ensuring that they decide the performance matrix where we have a benchmark comparison, where we have a accuracy, some F1 scores, those metrics and all that we can have that comparison, and integrate with Azure services and build responsibly. So that is like Foundry emphasis, right? The AI Foundry, where we are going to build a responsible AI. So it provides guidance and tools to ensure that your application adhere to the ethical standards and best practices. So this is all the use cases when we really use an Azure AI Foundry. So next, let's see how the AI Foundry looks. So this I can directly show it in the portal. I'll directly move to the model catalog. So the model catalog, which we've seen quite some time, right? So it's like a hub. We can say the model catalog is a hub, or we can say it's a library where we have a number of models which is already available, so we can take that models, pre-built models, and use it for our own application. So as of today we have 1837 models available, and we have the models available from Microsoft, Mistral, Meta, OpenAI, Hugging Face, NVIDIA, and more. Okay, we have more models available. So this is about the model catalog, and this is an inference task. Probably this I can show directly in the portal. So now I'll switch to the browser where I can show you how we can have a portal. Let me, hope my browser is not visible. Let me share my browser. Yeah, hope my browser is visible. So this is the Azure portal. So either you can go here or else you can go ai.azure.com. So this will directly take you to the portal. Yeah, so this is your Azure Foundry portal. So here, once you log in, so it'll ask you to create a project, and you can go further. So basically what I'll do, I'll go from the portal itself. I'll search for a Azure AI Foundry. So let me click here and I'll create it from here. Okay, so I'll create a project or hub here. Okay, so first I'll click on the project. So I'll select my resource group. I'll give the project like season of AI demo 101. So once I give the project name here, I have to give my hub name. So by basically when you're creating a project, you will be creating the hub as well. So I don't have any hub. So I'll create a new hub here. So I'll select the resource name. I need to give a hub name. Azure not one hub. Okay, so I'll rest of the things I'll leave it as it is. I'll click review and create. My hub is getting validated. So I'll click create. Validation is success. It is initializing the deployment. Let's give a few more minutes to complete. Yeah, so now so my hub is got created. So hub is getting created, but we need to create a project as well, right? So let me go here. I'll click on project. Let me see. Okay, it's still in deployment mode. So let's get it completed. So in the meanwhile, I can go here and I can show something. So here we can select the project, everything here by default, it's giving some name for a project and it automatically selected all my subscription resource, everything. But whereas here, when I go ahead and create, we need to select it. So hub has been completed. So go to resource. So this is a hub. We have created a hub. So now we need to create a project here. So either we can create a project from here, or as I said here, Azure AI Foundry. So either you can go ahead and click project here, and here in the drop down you can select your hub. So since we have already created the hub, what I can do, right, I can directly go to the studio and show it. So this is a hub. You come to hub here, you can see launch Azure AI Foundry. Just click this, it will take you to the Foundry, okay, which I showed here, right? So you can go to that. So this basically it will come to this page here. So I'll let it get loaded. So yeah, so you can see here, this is the Foundry page, the home page. Now you can see only the hub and project quota, these things. This is all about the hub related uh, things which we discussed, right? The compute, connected resource models and endpoint uses, where we can go ahead and create the membership and assign roles, everything. So when you want to see all the project related things, you have to go ahead and create the project. So now what I'll do, I'll go ahead and create the project. So hub is already there. So what I'll give, son of AI demo project 101. So yeah, let me create a project. So project is getting.
Uh, Hello. I don't know why, but Navin got disconnected. Let me bring on his screen. Navin,
Yeah, I
uh,
think he's back.
let me make him change a presenter. Okay. Hello, Navin.
Hello, I'm audible.
Yeah, yeah. I think something happened. You got
Oh,
disconnected. Now
okay.
you are back, so you can
Oh,
share your screen again.
okay. 1 minute. I'll share my screen. Okay. Yeah, I shared my screen. Yeah. So we are at creating the project level. So I think it's all visible and clear. Yeah, I think it's visible. So what I'll do, I'll give the project name. I think, yeah, here it is. So here, so we have created the project here. So season of AI demo project 101 is the one we created. So there are two ways. Either you can go to the portal and you can give the create a hub and go to the Foundry and create a project, or else just directly go to a.azure.com, and from here you can create a project. Both the ways you will get into landing to the same page. So now let's have a look at what are all the options we have in the AI Foundry one, what we can do at. So at the top section here, you can see the project, right? This is the project. So when your team is working on the multiple projects, here you can switch between the multiple projects. So it's only one UI platform or one UI portal we have. And here it's an AI hub project. So on clicking this, it will take you to the hub. So there are three ways. Either you can click here, it will take you through the hub related activities, or you can select here the open management center, or else you can go here the left corner down management center. These three options are all same, take you to the same page. And here it will show all your notifications, and if you have any preview features newly available, it will come here. And if you want to turn on and turn off, if you want to use it in your application, you can do that. And the Foundry settings, and here it's the project level, and here it shows all your project connections, things, subscriptions, your subscriptions, everything. And here you have an API related. We have an AI inference API, Azure OpenAI service, and Azure AI services. So if you don't want to use a Foundry where you have your personal code where you directly utilize the features from here, you can use this APIs, use the API key, and you can customize your code and utilize these options, AI services, OpenAI, and AI inference. Okay, this is at the overview level, and we'll go to the model catalog, which you are seeing. Right, as I said in the initial, it is a hub or a library where we have more models. So I think we have now 1858. When I showed it was 37, right? I think few more models got added. So 1858 models right now it's available. So here you can see the collections. Okay, so when I say the models are available from the different vendors, so particularly curated by the Azure AI, benchmark results, OpenAI service, Microsoft, Meta, and we have the models from Mistral, Gritel, NVIDIA. So we have so many things: Cohere, Databricks, Snowflake, Hugging Face. So we can see n number of vendors available. We have a DeepSeek as well. So if you are particularly looking for any models, so you can go ahead and select, and you can get the models, and you can select and utilize it. And right next option we can see is an industry. Right now we have very limited industries available, but in future there will be more industries getting added. We can hope for it. So if you want to select the model for an industry purpose, where you can go ahead and select the health and life science. So on selecting this, you can see the health and life science related models here and the industry levels. Okay, and the capabilities, the agent supported, or it's an assistant supported. And you have a deployment model. So right now the majority of the model supports only the managed compute, where you have to go and decide your computational power, resources, the infrastructure, everything. And only 75 models are at the serverless API, where it can take the resource automatically based on the models. And the inference task, which I skipped at the presentation, right? So these are all the inference tasks we have. So like text to speech, speech recognition, text translation. So if you want to create a model, it's just to take some document and summarize what's there in the document, right? So in that case, you can just select the summarization or the text summarization, and you can pick your models here. So we have more number of inference available here. So text generation, if you see image classifications, objects, zero shot table, conventional text. If you go through based on your need, you can just filter it out, and you can select your model. Okay. So the next one is the fine tuning tasks. So based on inference level itself, we can fine tune, but here we have very limited options available on the fine tuning. So it's a speech recognition and translation. So you can select this, and the filter applied for that particular models, where you can take and fine tune it. Okay. And if you want to filter out based on the licensing, whether it's an MIT license or it's an Apache, so whichever the license you have, any specific, as an organization, we have some protocols to prefer the models only at the disk licensing level, it mean available, allowed, right? So based on that also we can take it. So these are all the filter categorization available at the model level. But say example, you went for the healthcare and you found two models are suitable for your project, but which model is benefited for your project? So you need to compare it, right? So here we have a compare model benchmark, right? So earlier in Azure Studio, if you see, we have a model catalog and model benchmark is there. So model benchmark is now moved under model catalog as a compare models itself. So by default, it will give the comparison of all the models, or if you want to compare it with based on the inference, so you can select this inference. So here you have the metrics on the x-axis and the y-axis. So you can go ahead and change your metrics based on the quality. If you see here, the quality indexes, coherence, groundedness, embeddings also based on the F1 score we measure, and you have a cost, everything. So based on that, you can select your models. So quality index, everything the same whatever we can see it here, it will be available for the now y-axis as well. So if you see the llama example, the comparisons available, right? So it's based on the tokens cost and quality index, right? So llama is little low, and little higher is the GPT 35 turbo, where we have a ranking cost is 0.75. If you want the top notch from out of it, so where you can see GPT 4 ranking 0.85, and the cost also it's higher. So when you want the top notch, your quality increases and your cost also get increased when you're looking for a perfect model. So here you can do the model comparison and you can select it. So if you see that GPT 35 turbo, you can see a option here. This is nothing but the version. So you can compare it with multiple versions available in the GPT as well. So it will give you the benchmark results. So this is all about the model catalog. And the next we'll see about the playground. So here you can see the playground, right? We have chat playground, speech playground, agents, everything. So the agent playground is in a preview mode, speech also preview mode, real time audio. So most of them are in a preview mode. So if you want to go ahead and try, we can give a try. So let's example, let's go and try a speech model, right? So real time transcription. So when I click here, real time transcription, so it will transcribe. So it will capture my audio and it will transcribe. So for example, it will change to some different language. I can select here. I'll select Hindi and I click record. It will just start recording my audio and it will directly transcribe into the language which I selected here. So we can see here it's a real time. So whatever I'm speaking now, it's getting captured here. So I can stop it. And if you want, you can select a different language as well. So if I want to select a Spanish, I select Spanish and click record, it will directly capture and transcribe into the Spanish. What are the language which you are speaking? It will be transcribed into the language got selected. So this is a real-time example where we can play with the speech service in the speech playground. So similarly, you can utilize multiple options available. And if you want to language playground, you can just try it out. You'll have multiple options available. You can just play with it. So there is no coding it's involved. Just you can go ahead and use the models and it's all self-explanatory. Okay, so this is all about the playground, and I'll go to the AI services. So earlier, the all Microsoft specific AI services. This is whereas if you go to the model catalog, you have the inference related to the other vendors as well. But this AI service is particularly specifically for the Microsoft Azure. So we have a speech, language and translator, vision and document, and content safety. The earlier, if you see, all these services are separate services. Even now, if you want to work on the speech service, you can go to the speech studio and you can work on your own project. Similarly, the language studio, content safety, vision, we'll go to the cognitive and we'll work on the separate services. But if you see here, all got integrated into the AI Foundry. So you no need to go and create a separate speech studio or a language. So all you can do it in the Foundry itself. So it's all got integrated here. You have all the learning resources, and this agent is a pure view. So it's, if you want to explore nothing, you can select here at the high level. I can say you can select your project and you can just click it. In the playground, you saw the agent playground, right? So where you can go ahead and create in some playground. So sorry, you can create an agent. That agent will display here. So where you want to go ahead and edit, or if you want to do anything, you can do it. Still, this is in a preview mode. So so we cannot guarantee it, until it gets stabilized. So you have to wait until it gets stabilized to utilize it. So right now we can go ahead and use preview it how it is and what are all the features available, so we can go ahead and utilize it. So this is all about the agent and the code. So by default, we have a codes from GitHub for Azure AI. So where you can use that code and rephrase it or revamp it based on your project need, your requirement, and you can utilize it. We have a tutorials available. So right now you have for a RAG multimodal orchestration and the AI services. So you can directly use this code and integrate it in your Visual Studio container and you can use it. So here we have a toggle to Visual Studio Code. We can decide the CPU or the GPU you need here. So you can create your own computational power based on your requirement, and you have the options available, and you can launch your desktop here. So the code will be directly integrated into VS Code. And the fine tuning one, where we saw both the indexes and all, right, where you can take your models and fine tune it. So if we have created any models, it will display here and you can use that. So right now we are not going to create, since it's an introduction session. Will let's know what are all the features available and what we can do it. And the prompt flow. So the prompt flow is where you have some you're given a some prompt. The services take that prompt and go to a model. The model sends a payload to the API. The API takes that payload and respond generated some response, and it gives back to the model, and model gets some response out of it and gives to the user. So this complete flow where we can decide it in this prompt flow. So the workflow, basically we can define or decide your workflow in this prompt flow. So this is all about the prompt flow. And we have a tracing. For example, you have created a project and it's going to the next layer or the next level. So where you want to debug your code, so here the tracing. So you can create your resources and it will have bunch of logs in it. So in case of any issue, you can come here, open your logs, and you can trace out your issues here. So this is for the tracing. It will capture all the events. So what kind of prompt has been inputted, what kind of input the model given, what is the input given to the model, what is the response model given, who asked, when, what time, all those logs will be captured in this tracing. And the next one is the evaluation. So where we can go ahead and evaluate your models, right? So based on the certain metrics is available. So you can do it either an automated evaluation, or you can go ahead with the manual evaluations as well. So here you need to create a manual new evaluations. Click on this create and it will take you to the self-explanatory steps where you can select your, basically the will play with this model catalog and the playground. Those same models will be selecting it here and it will take it you to the evaluation phase. And finally the safety and security. So where we can come and fix all our safety related, the permissions, everything. It's basically the content safety here. What we'll see here is the content safety features here. So if you go here, the content filtration, right, on click new content, I'll select just new. So here you can see the four core component of content safety: violence, hate, sexual, and self-harm. So you can go ahead and adjust your threshold to on what basis you need to block your content. So you have the jailbreaks actually, whether it's a direct jailbreak or indirect jailbreaks, everything, the options available right here. So, or if you want to create your own block list, when you have some set of a content, and when you identify certain words you want to block that prompt, for example kill, suicide, knife, such kind of words, when you identify you want to prompt that content and you want to raise a flag, it's a violence category or a self harm category. So you can enter this and you can give the block list name and you can add all the words whichever you wanted. So that's about the safety and security, basically for a content safety. And the next one is the assets. My assets, it's like a model deployment. So you are done with your work and you want to deploy your models. So where you can when you create a model, your model will be displayed here. You collect and you can go ahead and deploy the model, whether you want to deploy a base model or you want to deploy a tuned model which you have fine tuned it in this layer. So that option is available. And the data and indexes, initially I said, right? So I created a model, but that model should be specifically for your organization and it has to use your organization data and should not use any other third party or the vendor data. So where you can integrate your data here and you can reference this data to your model. So the model will be using your organization specific data for its own requirement. And finally, once you are done with your model deployment, data integration, finally we want to deploy to a web app. So here it's an option, you can deploy your model as an a web app. So you just open it as an application and you can just go ahead and use the model. So these are all the features, options available at the AI Foundry. We have more features available, right, for a developer to build a enterprise grade AI solution or the AI application. When we want to build, we have all the options available. So you do not go to the separate Azure services like speech, language, or a content safety. Everything it's there in one unified platform, the Azure AI Foundry. So this is all about the Foundry project. So when you let's quickly go to the hub and clicking this management center, or whatever you are seeing here is management. I showed here, right? All hubs and projects. So the same thing, or if you, I think that's at the project level. So here you have a management center option. So all either three of the options, if you select, it will take you to the same this landing page. And here you have a hub and project. What are all the hub you have, project you have here? So on clicking, you can go and manage your hub and projects, and you have a quotas here in case if you are reached out to your threshold where you want to more quota, you can come here and set your thresholds and refresh your quotas, or create a, you can request for a new quota based on your need. And the overview, it's just a hub overview, what is the hub projects available. And if you created a multiple user for this, and you can go ahead and create a user and you want to inherit the access or give some specific rules and permissions, it can give here. And the models and deployment, which we saw it in the project level, the same thing it will be here. At the hub level, you want to create, do any settings, the configuration, you can do it here. And all your connected resources, it will be available. What are all the available resources right now? When we create a project and hub, by default we'll have an OpenAI service created, AI service, and we have a storage account created, the blob storage, and we'll have a hub vault also got created, and search service will be created. So all those will be there. So if you want to utilize this, you can take the key and API and we can use it. And the computational resource here. So if you want to use a new computational, and go ahead and create your own computational instance based on the course, the standard DSS, the F4 V2, the models, the computation which are required here. So this is all about the hub, and here again back to the project. So I think I came to an end of the session. So what we can do at we started. Let me recap what we have done. We have seen in this session. So we started with what is AI Foundry. Started with a short story of two engineers, and then we saw the introduction about the AI Foundry, and how AI Foundry works, the two core components like a project and hub. And as a developer point of view, what we can do within hub and what we can do within the project, and when to use an Azure AI Foundry. Then we saw about the model catalog, and directly came to this demo. And here in the Azure Foundry level, what are all the options available as a developer? What we can do: model catalog, playground, services, agent code. All these options we can go in high level, and we saw it. So by this, I came to an end of this session. If you have any interesting questions, I'm happy to answer all the questions. Over to you, Rizwan.
Thank you, Naveen. The session was really nice, and also you explained all the components of Azure AI Foundry with example as well. So the session was really great. Actually, there are quite a lot questions, so I'll not go through all the questions since we are already late for our next session. But
Mhm.
I want to take at least one question that was asked by one of the anonymous user. I'm not sure, he had not shared his name. So
Okay.
how does AI Foundry support multi-cloud and hybrid AI deployments?
Multi-cloud and
Hybrid
hybrid.
AI deployments, yes.
So right now the AI Foundry is for Azure, right? The Microsoft product. So when you're using a multi-cloud environment like the other vendors like AWS or Google, so probably we have to utilize the APIs, and we can build our own code. So we cannot directly use the portal or the one unified platform, but we can leverage the APIs and the keys and all the resources available at that, and we can utilize. So that's how we have the code which is already available in the GitHub. We can take it, and we can fine tune. Means we can customize based on our need for the multi cloud if you're using a different cloud vendors.
Okay, I hope this answers the questions. And there are some other questions also.
Mhm.
So I will take that later end of the session since Miss Sina is already here and we are already late for her session. So I will now move to her session and thank you Naveen for your wonderful session, your time and your the detailed presentation. Um, Thank you. So let
Thank
me
you,
share.
Rizwan. Thank you for the opportunity.
Thank you and you are very welcome. So now our next session is of season of AI. It will be on a step-by-step guide to build a large language model. So it is not just the fundamentals. It also include the best practices, how to implement it with some hands-on lab. So over to you, Miss Sina. Maybe you can turn on your mic and you can also share your screen. Yeah.
Thank you, Rizwan. Hi, hello.
Oh, yeah, we can hear you. And if you want to share something on
Yeah.
your screen, maybe you can. Yeah, I already bring you in the presenter.
Okay, thank you.
Yeah,
Let me share my screen. Uh, my screen is visible. Please let me know.
yeah, it is visible.
Okay. So today my topic is AI in action, a step-by-step guide to large language model deployment. So before that, I'm just giving you a small introduction about myself. My name is Sina Khan, and I'm a Microsoft certified trainer since 12 years. And currently, I'm working with the Spectra system as a technical trainer. Okay, so that's my introduction. And so yeah, today we are going to learn about how we can do or how we can configure a large language model by using machine learning interface, and then how we can integrate it in Power Automate. Okay, let's start with that. Before doing the practical sessions, I'm just giving you an introduction about the large language models. So as you know, large language models are AI systems designed to understand, generate, and manipulate human language. So they are based on deep learning architecture, typically utilizing neural networks with millions or even billions of parameters. So these models are trained on vast amounts of text data from diverse sources, enabling them to learn complex patterns and relationships within the language. Some of the examples are GPT-3.5 or DeepSeek, then text embedded language models, etc. So here I am going to do a deployment of DeepSeek R1 and then how we are getting that DeepSeek R1 into in our Power Automate. So this is what I'm going to do today. Some of the benefits of large language models are natural language understanding, then content generation, improved the efficiency, enhanced communication, personalization, educational support, scalability, etc. Let's dive into DeepSeek. So DeepSeek R1 is all of you knows about it. And so nowadays, so 2 weeks before it was a great news as well. So DeepSeek R1 is an advanced AI language model developed by the Chinese startup DeepSeek. It has gained significant innovation for its approach and its performance in various tasks. Some of the key lights are cost effective. The DeepSeek R1 is 20 to 50 times cheaper to operate compared to OpenAI's model depending on the task. So this makes it an attractive option for users looking for high performance at a lower cost. Then this model was trained using large-scale reinforcement learning, that is R, without relying on supervised fine-tuning as a preliminary step. So this approach allows the model to develop powerful reasoning capabilities such as self-verification and reflection. Performance. So DeepSeek excel in math, logic, and reasoning tasks. It generates thought tokens to break down its reasoning step by step before producing an answer. So this method enhances its accuracy and depth of reasoning as well. And with integrating with Power Automate, we can use the HTTP premium connection in Power Automate. And then there is, okay, so how we will provide some URLs and the authorization key there. And in the body, we will provide a JSON script. And then an email I will configure and whatever the prompt we are giving. So based on that prompt, the email DeepSeek will send an email related to the prompt which we have asked. So this is what I'm going to do today. Let me share the screen where I'm going to do. Is my screen visible? My Azure portal is visible or not? Please let me know.
Yes, Missy, now we can see your Azure portal.
Okay. So what I'm going to do today is firstly, I'm going to deploy the DeepSeek R1 model. So for that, I'm taking Azure Machine Learning. So here I'm going to create a new workspace. Creating a new resource group for this purpose. And name of my workspace also I'm just providing as DeepSeek workspace. Then I'm deploying this is because some of the regions only this DeepSeek deployment is available. So I'm taking is East US. And the storage account, okay, by default it is there. So it is a new storage account is creating. So I'm not going to change anything over here. And the key vault also, application insights also, I'm not going to change anything. And in the container registry, this is actually we are using for register the Docker images used in training and deployments. So to minimize cost, a new Azure container registry resource is created only after we can build the first image. So here I'm not going to do anything with this. So none I have selected. Now we are going to select for the validation. After completing successful validation, we can go for creating it. Okay, so validation passed successfully. Now click on create. Little bit time it will take to get the deployment. Okay, so my workspace is deployed. Now I'm going to click on go to resource, and here in the overview section, not going to change anything over here. Just I am going to get into the workspace, machine learning workspace. So we can click on this, or else you can copy and paste in another tab as well. So once Azure Machine Learning Studio is opened and your workspace is selected over here, just select Model Catalog. And here you're going to deploy a model. So here I'm going to select the DeepSeek R1. So this is the model I'm going to deploy. So these are the description and usage recommendations, model alignment, content filtering provided. Okay, and here the various category codes and all provided. Then we are going to deploy it. And here content filter is enabled. So what does it mean? It means, okay, the configuration, whatever the content which we are providing to the model, so it will, okay, so harmful content it can prevent if we are enabling it. Then here, if you want to provide a name, you can provide the name as well. So I'm just giving the name. Now click on go to deployment. Please wait a little bit time to get it provisioned. Okay, so it deployed successfully. And you can see over here, okay, we have the endpoint and the key here. Okay, we can copy this key and this DeepSeek Carbon Chat Completion API link. Okay, so this link and this key we can copy and paste in a notepad. Later we can use for this while integrating this DeepSeek with Power Automate. So let's move to Power Automate. So here we are going to create an instant cloud flow. So for that, here it is. I have this my flows I have selected and click on plus new flow, and here it is, instant cloud flow. You can provide the name and please select the trigger. This is manually triggered, so I'm just selecting it as manually trigger a flow and click on create. This is a new design template. You can designer page, and you can select it like if you want the classic designer, you can just disable this and it will redirect to the classic designer pane as well. So this is as per you. So now here, and this manually trigger a flow, I'm going to give an input for the text prompt. So provided the input. Now here, adding another action for HTTP. So as I told you, so here we are using HTTP connection, it is premium connector. And here the URI we are passing, so from where we have selected. So here it is, the URI I'm copying here, and then can select, we can paste it here, and the method is post. So here you can see various methods: delete, get, patch, post, put. So delete is for removing data. Okay, so this is actually, these are the HTTP bots which we are using to communicate with the data. So post is for sending the data. Now the headers. Headers I'm going to configure with content type and the authorization. Content type is application/JSON, because we are providing in the body the JSON script, and okay, enter key. So here this is for the authorization. So authorization, it should authorize with this key. So here it is. I'm just copying that key and paste over here. Okay. Now coming over here in the body. Yeah, here I'm going to enter model as DeepSeek. DeepSeek reasoner. Then here message. The message, so to that is the role we have to add, that is two roles we need to add. One is for system and another one is for the user. So role, and the content for this role is you are a helpful assistant. Then another role, user. Content, So here, the content which we are using is just provide the prompt which we have input there. Okay, so like this way. Stream is false. Okay, so here we have added the model. Just to go through this script again. Model, DeepSeek reasoner, then message. So here are the messages and role system. Then role system provided content. You are a helpful assistant. Then role user, then content and the prompt we have provided here. Now, and the stream false. Just I'm giving some spaces. Okay, that's it. Okay, now our next is we are going to add a compose action. So this compose action here in the function, I'm going to add a function. So that is body is HTTP. And then here choices message slash content. Okay, so body HTTP and choices message content. Now I'm going to add another action. This is for the email. Just to search for email and take this, send an email version 2. And if it is asking for any connection authentication, again, you can just pass your credentials there. And here, just using my email ID and DeepSeek subject. And here it is. Hello. This is from DeepSeek. And here I'm taking the output from that compose. Okay, so for that we have configured this compose, and then here thanks and regards DeepSeek model or whatever you can provide. Okay, so now my flow is ready. Now I'm going to save this flow. Okay, it is saved. Now I'm test it again. So manually testing. Okay, now provide the prompt. So I want to get the information about water release. So information about water lily. Yeah, okay. Now run the flow. Done. So here it will show this running. Will take a little bit time to execute. Okay, so it executed successfully. Now I have received an email. Here it is from DeepSeek, and this is about the water lily. It is showing. And thanks and regards DeepSeek model. So this is what my today's session. So what we have done today is we have created a machine learning workspace, and then from the model catalog we have deployed DeepSeek R1. After that we have copied the key and the chat completion link and configured the Power Automate. And here we have configured a manually triggered flow, and then there provide an input for the prompt from the user. Then in the HTTP premium connector, we have configured the body of that what we are sending to DeepSeek. And there we have given the content type and the authorization key and the URI of the DeepSeek. Then here is the compose how the output is getting. So we have composed it, and that output of the compose we have passed into the email. Okay, any doubts on this? If you have any queries or anything, please let me know. Hello.
Hello, Shina. Am I audible?
Yeah, yes, you are.
Okay, sorry. So there are some questions from few audience. Let me give you those. One is what makes Azure Foundry not this is related to the Azure Foundry. I will go through your questions. Okay. How do we choose the right LLM model for the any application?
So this is again based on the requirement. Okay, so DeepSeek is mostly for the max, like some queries related to the mathematical problems to solve. So DeepSeek normally we are using for that. Then this is based on again for each models we should identify which requirement meets like in a very good way.
Ah, okay. All right. There is another question also. How do we optimize the LLMs for resource efficiency in cloud-based environment?
Sorry.
How do we optimize the large language models for resource efficiency, especially in cloud-based environment? This is one
Cloud.
question from, yeah.
Okay, so this is actually fine tuning we have to do for LLMs optimization. We have to go for the fine tuning, and then again, cloud-based web application or cloud-based applications which we are using. So any LLMs we can use for that. This is again based on which type of applications you are creating. Okay, which is related to either maybe it's a learning system or like any other systems like resource management, or this is based on okay which kind of systems or which kind of applications we are creating.
All right. I think these are the questions we have right now. Thank you, Miss Sina, for the wonderful presentation and also walk through how to create our own model and use it in any application. You demonstrated well with Power Automate. This is just a one demonstration what I can see, but same API we can use in any application. It can be in Power Apps or it can be in any .NET language or any Python. So that's how we can consume the APIs when we are building our model. Yeah, really
Exactly.
nice. Yeah, really nice walkthrough and with good presentation and also a very good hands-on.
Thank you. Thank you.
So
Thank you.
yeah, thank you. So now I will move to our next session, which is already actually because of one we are getting late for another one. So I would like to now call Mr. Janardhan. Janardhan, can you just try again to join your meeting? Janardhan is facing some difficulties to join the session. Let me try him. Try to let him in this session. Hi, Janardhan.
Yeah, hi Rizwan. Hi Satya.
Nice to see you again.
Yeah, it is quite some time.
Yes. So, how are you?
It's going good. And how is your daughter or son?
Daughter, yeah.
Yeah,
She's
daughter.
also doing great. She just
Yeah.
turns to one, and now she needs everything. She want to go everywhere.
Okay,
She
that's
want to play
interesting.
with everything except her toys.
Yes, yes, that's interesting.
Yeah. So let's. I'll not take you much time because we are already late, I guess. So I'll just introduce you to our audience. So here with me, Mr. Janardhan Selviraj. He is well known for giving lots of sessions. He is very active in LinkedIn and he's also Microsoft MBB and also MCT. He has been well recognized in giving lots of technical sessions, well sessions, and he is with us in our previous several events also. So I would like to thank him really and thank you always for being with us, Mr. Janardhan. And today he has a very exciting topic called Unleashing the Cutting Edge Innovation, Exploring DeepSeek R1 with Azure AI Foundry, GitHub, and Olama. So obviously we know the AI trend, the way it is, the wave is there. All the things are coming finally to the AI, either using DeepSeek or ChatGPT. Now, recently I saw like Elon Musk has also released his own
Rock,
on
rock.
yeah, Rock and three, right?
Yes, it is third version. Yes.
Yeah. So it is there, and all these, tech giants are also fighting to bring their own models, making it more efficient. So we can see lots of applications as well as I think it's in a way it is a beneficial as well. Earlier we did not had access to paid version of GPT. Now we are able to use, and also some of the um, popular LLMs are free, which we can use in our on-premise without paying any license cost or any, and also those require less resource. For example, DeepSeek. Last time I was able to deploy in my local machine, and I was able to work without internet with DeepSeek. So that's a fantastic things that AI wave is bringing to us. So over to you, Janardhan. Now you can share your presentation, and we can start.
Yeah, thanks Rizwan for this wonderful opportunity. And I believe my screen is visible.
Yes, we can see your screen.
Okay. The most trending topic of this season of AI is on the unleashing the cutting edge innovation with the help of the Azure AI Foundry, GitHub model, and Olama model for the DeepSeek Arwen deployment. And thanks for joining the participants who joined from multiple location and various zone, and especially on Saturday. I value each and everyone's time. So let me explain about me. I'm Janathan and Selvaraj. Already Rizwan briefed about me. I'm a Microsoft AI MVP and I'm a Microsoft community lead for India location. And I'm a Microsoft certified trainer as well as Microsoft Learn expert as well. And if you are having any questions related to uh, the artificial intelligence, GenAI, agentic AI, feel free to reach out to my LinkedIn handle. This is my LinkedIn handle. You can connect through my LinkedIn handle as well as I used to post videos on the AI front as well as internship opportunities and hackathon and coding challenges opportunities on my YouTube handle. You can scan through my YouTube handle as well. Let's get started about today's agenda. The agenda is about the DeepSeek R1 model at high level overview and what are DeepSeek model, the core architecture and its various capabilities. And we will be seeing various innovation model related to DeepSeek R1 using the Azure AI Foundry deployment. And we will see how are we going to build a web chat bot application with the help of Azure AI Foundry through Streamlit application. Same thing, we will be deploying the DeepSeek Awad model and using GitHub model, and we will use to execute the DeepSeek model using the Olama model for locally without having any internet connectivity. So this is about today's discussion. So the very first one is what is this DeepSeek about? The DeepSeek is a large language model which was made by the Chinese AI startup. And also the DeepSeek AI model, it is the most powerful model which is used to build for various reasoning abilities such as your scientific computing, your reasoning abilities, or any deep problem solving techniques you want to solve it. You can make use of the DeepSeek R1 model. And this is the core architecture behind the DeepSeek R1 architecture. There are three phases involved for the DeepSeek R1 architecture. One is the cold start phase, and the second phase talks about reasoning reinforcement learning phase, and the third one is your rejection sampling and supervised fine tuning phase. So overall, DeepSeek model will start with the cold start phase, which means it begins with the fine-tuning model named as the base model DeepSeek V3. And this DeepSeek V3, it is going to curate with a small set of data set using a chain of thought reasoning examples. By end of this phase, you will be able to set the more reasoning abilities from the first phase, as well as you'll have a lot of advanced training phases are available. So when I talked about training phases, which is your reinforcement learning phases, under that, after you refine the reasoning ability and ensures your human interaction or human preferences, we will be using the reinforcement learning phase. Under this, we have three activities: reward optimization, self evolution, and the last one is helpful, harmless human preferences interaction. The reward optimization, here the entire output is intensified for readability and formatting the entire reward model. Once it is done, we are going to ensure the output, whatever the output we are going to derive from the reward model. So that output we are going to develop with the help of the autonomously build models by enhancing the reasoning abilities through self-correction, your self-reflection, as well as your self-evolution based model. Finally, your output will be ensuring that it has to be aligned with your human interaction or human preferences in the last stage. And the third step of this DeepSeek R1 model, your rejection sampling, as well as your supervised fine tuning. After this phase, you will be able to generate the output with a high quality in nature, which are refined at this point in time. And finally, you will be able to synthesize your output with the help of SFT tuning, which is a supervised fine tuning, by the advanced reasoning abilities and beyond. So then your final output of the model will be DeepSeek R1 model. So we have two chat completion model available in the Azure AI Foundry. One is DeepSeek R1 model. The another one is DeepSeek R1 distilled model. So these two chat completions are available in your Azure AI Foundry. So the best part of this DeepSeek R1 model is now available in your Azure AI Foundry. So what we will be doing is we will be deploying a resource under Azure AI Foundry. Then you have to create a Azure AI hub first. Once the hub has been created, the corresponding Azure OpenAI services will be the connected resource connection will be available as part of the hub. After the hub has been deployed, you will be able to navigate to the Azure AI Foundry. Then you have to create a Azure AI project for this. So let's see in detail. So before we move on to the hands-on part of the Azure portal, the DeepSeek R1 capabilities. Most of them, the once the moment the DeepSeek R1 model, which was launched on the market, everyone is worrying about the security deployment. Is it secure to use or not? It is trust to use or not? Okay. This DeepSeek R1 model is now available in your Azure AI Foundry model catalog. If you see the model catalog, your DeepSeek R1 model is available. Almost 1,800 models are available as of now with respect to DeepSeek R1 capabilities. And the best part of this is it is trusted and it is secure and it is safe to use because your DeepSeek R1 model is associated with your Azure AI content safety by default. It has the capability known as content filtering option by default. And it has undergone rigorous red teaming as well as evaluated safety assessment test, and finally it is ready to use and it is secure to use and it is a trustworthy platform of DeepSeek R1 in your Microsoft Azure AI Foundry as well. I'll show you the model deployment in the uh, portal. Let me show you the portal. This is a portal. So I have already provisioned the resources of Azure AI Foundry. So you have to go to the Azure AI Foundry and you have to create a Azure AI Foundry. First one, you will be creating the hub. So you have to provide the subscription name, create a resource group name, and which region you want to deploy this DeepSeek R1 model. Then provide a unique name of this AI hub. Then finally, once you've given the name, this will be connected with your Azure OpenAI services as well. So I don't want to waste time to create the Azure AI Hub one more time. So I just show the steps. Now, once it is done, it will be taking 2 minutes time to make a deployment successful. After the deployment is successful, there is an option known as Launch Azure AI Foundry. So when you click this Azure AI Foundry application, it will be like this. From this, you have to create a Azure AI project for your Azure AI Foundry. So create a project for Azure AI Foundry. So I have created a project already known as Retail AI Project Deep. So this is a project I have created it. Then go to your model catalog. In the model catalog, you have to choose a model known as DeepSeek R1 model. Okay. So DeepSeek R1 model, you will be able to identify in your model catalog. So that is the model which is now available in the model catalog also. Once it is done, you go to your My Asset section in the models plus endpoint, deploy the base model. So when I say deploy the base model, the model should be your DeepSeek R1. Okay. So DeepSeek R1 is the model we are going to deploy it. Okay. So as I told earlier, there are two chat completion of DeepSeek R1 model. One is DeepSeek R1 chat completion. The another one is DeepSeek R1 distilled NP model. So I'm using the DeepSeek R1 model here after it is used. The beauty of this DeepSeek R1 model, till now, there is no pricing. As of now, the pricing it is zero. from Feb 24th onwards, if you are using a DeepSeek Avan model under the Azure AI Foundry, they are going to start pricing this particular DeepSeek Avan model. Okay. So once it is done, I have already provisioned my resource, which is DeepSeek Avan model. Let me open this model in the playground. I'm opening a playground now. So in the playground, we have a maximum number of parameters. 2048 is the max tokens available. Let's start chatting with respect to Avan model. So I'm chatting now. I'm asking a question. Write a tagline for an ice cream shop. Okay. So this is a question I'm asking the chat playground of the DeepSeek Avan model. We are getting the response pretty much fast, and it is provide more detailing aspect because it is a reasoning ability in terms of think deeper as well. Okay. So there's a way we have deployed the DeepSeek Avan model on the Microsoft Azure AI Foundry, and we have deployed it successfully as well. But when it comes to the real-time project, how are we using the DeepSeek Avan model? Okay. So for this, I'm using the one of the API. I didn't show the API, just a moment. So what is the prerequisite you required if you want to do the code deployment when it comes to DeepSeek Avan model is you require an Azure subscription followed by the Azure AI Foundry resource. And the Python version should be 3.12 more than the Python version. And the package you require it is Azure AI Inference package. Okay. So this is a package you require for your code implementation. So what are things I have done here? It is I have already installed the Azure AI Inference package with the help of pip command. And what is the class I'm using is chat completion client is the class I'm using. And we are going to use system message and user message is a part of a class. And along with the Azure key credential. So what are three parameters I have taken from the Azure AI Foundry is one is the endpoint. The another one is the model name. So when I say the model name, you have to take from the my asset section, models plus endpoint. You can see the name. Okay, you can see the endpoint name, the target URL, the key information, and the model name. So these details only we have to provide here. Okay. Then after this, we started creating a chat completion client. When I say chat completion client, you have to provide the endpoint and you need to provide the key information with the help of the class known as Azure Key Credential class. So with the help of the complete method, we will be calling the respective prompt here. I'm typing the prompt here and I'm asking, I'm using the token as max token is 1000 tokens I'm using and I'm printing the responses with the help of the response choices method. Okay. Let me execute this piece of code. So Python sample5.py. So I asked a question through the DeepSeek model. Instead of using the playground, I'm asking through the command prompt, what is the capital of India? It has started checking it now. Meanwhile, it will execute it. Your playground will be more faster because playground is just a testing environment, but this is a real-time case. We will be playing around with the help of the code-based environment only. Meanwhile, time, what I will do now. So we got the response as well, yes. So look at this response. I ask a question, what is the capital of India? It has started thinking in the reasoning mode with the help of the think deeper option. And it is provided the information. It's not only provided that capital of India, it is also provided the various other features, various other our beauty of our country. So those details it is provided and it is given the final answer as well. Okay. This is one of the example how we are deploying a DeepSeek Avan model using your Azure AI Foundry. The second one is, look at this one. If you see this, the DeepSeek Avan model, as of now, we are using the environment as a command line environment and we execute this code. Okay. But in real time, we will be using one of the Python package known as Streamlit package. What is the meaning of Streamlit is? Streamlit is one of the famous Python library which is ideally designed for the data scientists as well as for the machine learning engineers or AI engineers who wants to develop or who wants to build a web-based applications, extensive web app without knowing any development knowledge. Okay, in that case, you can use Streamlit as an application. Okay, so let me show you the Streamlit application here. So what I have done is same endpoint, model name, token, everything I have taken. So this time I'm not using directly, I'm not passing the prompt here like content equal to what is the capital of it. I'm not passing like this. So I'll be using a function known as get response is one of the function. In the get response function, we are going to call the complete method. And I'm using stream equal to true because of Streamlit application. And I'm using the user message equal to content equal to query. So this will call the Streamlit application and an extensive web app will be created for this to create a simple web chatbot like this. So let me execute this code. For executing this code, I'll call the command python -m streamlit run. The name of the class is sample. So before this, I need to show one more class. I forgot to show one more class. So this is the class where I have the Streamlit application. So what is the name of the classes? Sample 6 is name of the, sample 7 is the name of the file. Here, I have given the title as well as after the title, I want to say this particular information has to write on the application. So I have given that one. And there will be one text box where you have to enter your query. So that is your text area is part of your Streamlit application. And I'm creating one full response as an empty variable. And once you submit the button, whatever the query you entered, once you submit it, it starts fetching the responses. And I have, once it is fetched the responses, the response should be from the sample 6. When I say sample 6, this is your entire endpoint, model name, your token, everything will be taken from sample 6. So I'll be executing the code now. Then after user asking a question, it will be fetching the response from the DeepSeek R1 model, and the responses will be printed with the help of the markdown method. And finally, the markdown method is used to update the responses incrementally. So what I will do, I will say sample7.py. So this will create a Streamlit web-based application with a small web-based chatbot using your DeepSeek R1 model. Okay. I just execute the code Streamlit run. Run as a parameter we have to pass. And what is the name of the file I'm going to run? It is sample7.py. We are going to run it. So this will open it in a browser as a Streamlit application. Now the Streamlit application started running it. So we need to wait for the text area. Okay. So in this one text area, I can pass a query now. I'm asking a question. Let me see. Write, uh, write a tagline for an ice cream shop. Okay. I'm going to submit this. Then this will start calling which method is fetching a response from your spinner method. And the response has started generating it. So this is a way we use to deploy the DeepSeek R1 application in a real-time application. So in the Azure AI Foundry, it is just for the playground purpose. But if you want to use it in the real time, this is the way we'll be using it. So we got the response also. So it has provided a list of taglines. These are list of taglines. You can make use of it. So now the first innovation model, what we have discussed is we done with the help of the Azure AI Foundry using the DeepSeek R1 model. Same way, the DeepSeek R1 model is also available in the GitHub model also. Okay. The latest and the most trending DeepSeek R1 model on GitHub will be your DeepSeek R1 only. So using this DeepSeek R1 GitHub model, it is used to build any type of AI application or any type of AI feature. If you want to build on the GitHub, you can use GitHub model. Okay. I will show you the GitHub R1 model in the GitHub application. So what we have to do is we need to go to, I'll close the DeepSeek Azure AI Foundry. So there's a GitHub application. In the GitHub application, go to the marketplace and you can notice the model named as DeepSeek Avan. Okay. So you can run the DeepSeek Avan model in any of the languages. Okay. I'll be choosing the language as a Python. And you can take the API key from here, or else you can take your personal access token in your marketplace also, in your developer settings as well. So that is a way to get the key information for your GitHub. So what I will do now, so I have already taken the key from that. Okay, let me show you the example number, this one. Yes. Okay. So this is an example, what I'm showing here, it is the GitHub model. So what I have taken is endpoint. This endpoint is not your Azure endpoint. This endpoint is from the GitHub. And this is not your Azure AI Foundry key. This is a GitHub token generator. What type of token is personal access token? Okay. And the name of the DeepSeek GitHub token. So this is the name is different. And look at the name of your Azure AI Foundry. This is your model deployment. Okay. And here, if you see this, this is your GitHub DeepSeek Avan model. And the same endpoint you have to pass the token in your chat completion client. Then in the complete method, I'm asking a question. One is system message and this another one is your user message. So I'm asking a question is, give me a list of breakfast food with eggs and cheese. Okay, there's a question I passed in the GitHub model. So this time I'm not using the Azure AI Foundry. This time I'm using the GitHub model. Okay. So I'm going to execute this code. Python sample 8.py. So the system message will be you will be a helpful assistant. I'm asking a question is give me a list of breakfast food with eggs and cheese. So this type of because I want to develop a travel-based assistance, I'm asking such type of questions. So this model is about the GitHub model with respect to a DeepSeek R1 implementation. So as of now, we are seeing two implementation. One implementation with respect to GitHub model. The other one is Azure AI Foundry using your Streamlit applications. We have done this. Let's wait for some time. It is fetching the responses. So when you want to create any DeepSeek model with respect to your GitHub, you can choose your developer settings, go to settings and choose your developer settings. Under developer settings, you can create a personal access token. Okay. So personal access token, you can give the limitation like how many days you want the personal access token. You can provide the limitation. So the code is executed very successfully and you can see this one. Okay. I be asked for this like it has started thinking very deeper. And the user wants a list of breakfast food that include eggs and cheese. It started brainstorming with the help of the reasoning capabilities. Finally, it is providing a list of suggestions that will make a delicious breakfast food featuring eggs and cheese. So it is given that one like a classic cheese omelette, scrambled eggs with the cheese, breakfast burrito, and egg and cheese sandwich. So it has provided a wonderful suggestions on your cheese as well as egg related breakfast items. Same way, so when the moment the DeepSeek Haven model was introduced, the people were started using in the Azure AI Foundry and GitHub. Okay. Oh, is it not possible to execute your DeepSeek Haven model using locally? Is it not possible? Yes, it is possible to execute a DeepSeek Haven model on your laptop as well. For that, what is the model we will be using is Olama model. And the beauty of this Olama model, without any internet access, you will be able to execute your Olama application with the help of DeepSeek model in your locally in your own machine as well. Okay. So for this, you need a Olama installation first. How to install Olama is you have to go to olama.com. Then you have to choose which particular OS. The OS could be your Windows or it could be your Linux OS. Choose the OS and download accordingly. And I'll show what are the various types of Olama models available. You just click Olama models availability. So when I say Olama model availability for especially for DeepSeek, let me say DeepSeek. So under DeepSeek, we have various versions available. The versions are on the left side, and the right side is your CPU or this much of storage is required. And you can see 671 billion parameters and how much storage it is required is 404 GB is required. So I don't want this much of storage in my local machine. This is sufficient enough to execute it. What I will do now, I'll say 1.5B model. I have already downloaded and I have installed the DeepSeek Olama model in my machine local. So what I will do, I'll go to my command prompt. I just type Olama. So when I say Olama, it has started listing these options. Then I should say Olama list. So what are the versions I have installed already? You can see I have two versions. One is 1.5B is the smallest version and the latest version also I have installed it. Okay. So what I will say, Olama, I want to execute this code. Olama run DeepSeek R1 colon 1.5B. Now it is going to run the Olama server in the background and we need to wait for the prompt. Let's send the prompt. I'll ask a question. What is the capital of India? So Olama server is now it is running in your local machine and we got the response. Okay. This is to connected to a command prompt. Okay. But how I want to deploy this model in your Streamlit application. Okay, let me explain that application. So for that, I have imported olama.chat. Here this time, I'm not using chat completion playground. Here it is nothing but olama chat completion. And then to provide the model. And I'm asking a question is write a recipe for making rasmalai. Okay. So what I will do now, so I'm going to make a recipe for rasmalai dish and I'm going to print that particular message content. Okay. So let us execute this code. So I'm executing very simple code now, then I'll execute with respect to the Streamlit application. .py. So as of now, it's just a simple application. This will execute in the command line interface itself. So meanwhile time, I'll explain this as well. So instead of executing a command line interface, if I want to execute with the help of Streamlit, I'll use Streamlit application and title I have provided it. And I'll use one of the user defined function is generate underscore response. I'm passing the Olama chat. This time the content, I'm not putting the question here. I'll ask a question from the Streamlit application and I'm executing this code. Okay, with the help of text data and you can submit it and it will able to fetch the responses from the Streamlit using your Olama application, which is going to execute locally. This one, I'll do close this. So we will able to execute the code with respect to your DeepSeek Carven model in your Azure AI Foundry. We have done that. We are done with respect to a GitHub model. And the last one is how to execute a DeepSeek Carven model using Olama as well. Okay. So we wait for the execution. So meanwhile time, this was the actual my channel. So if you are interested, if you want to see all these videos, you can see all these videos. And in this one, you can start, you will be getting the updates from the latest technology updates, your internship opportunities, as well as your hackathon related opportunities. I used to post on this. And along with that, I'm having a different set of playlists. You can check out the playlist as well, like the playlist related to your Gen AI, Agentic AI will be there, and your hackathon updates, your scholarship updates. So those type of playlists you can find from my YouTube channel as well. There is one information. It's still executing time. So meanwhile, execution, any questions?
Yeah, meantime, I can just give you some questions coming from attendees. So, okay, there is one question. Is there a free trial version of Azure AI Foundry for the beginners
to
Yes,
experiment
it
with?
is. So what they can do it, they can go for $200 USD subscription as
Yes.
part of the free trial, and they can use only limited number of regions, like close to 7 regions will work for Azure AI Foundry, not more than that. Answer is
Mhm.
yes.
Yes, yes, yeah. So that free trial comes with $200 you can utilize for that. And yes, how does DeepSeek R1 handle model fine tuning compared to the models like GPT or other LLMs?
Okay. So how it is handling the fine-tuning model when it compares to the other LLMs, okay? The
Mm.
performance-wise, the DeepSeek R1 fine-tuning will be the best model because it has advanced reasoning capabilities and deeper thinking capabilities and scientific reasoning capabilities. That will be the most important parameter compared to other GPT models. This will be fast and it is more efficient and it is safe and secure to use because most of our Microsoft is also started trusting in terms of trusted environment. It is a secure environment. So
Mhm.
that's what they have integrated. They introduced their model in the model catalog itself.
Okay. So I hope this answers. So fine tuning and also the way it performs, the resources it is using, I think it is up to now it is mostly I can say one of the advanced LLM we have, and also it is free to use. Another question is, does AI Foundry handle the hybrid or multi-cloud AI deployments?
Yes, with the help of your Azure Arc as well as with the help of your Radius, you can do the hybrid and the multi-cloud deployment.
Yes, most of the cloud service provider they actually open the doors even if somebody want to use the multi-cloud deployments, that's absolutely available. You can use AI Foundry only for your selecting the
Model
model,
deployment.
or
Hmm.
yeah, you can create those. In terms of the multi-cloud, obviously you can integrate with any of your system, even if the data source is available into another cloud, you can connect with that. Um, one guy has said, would you please share your solutions through GitHub repo?
Yes, I will share the solutions to get a repo. And the same thing, it is available in the YouTube channel as well.
Yes.
If you want to find the step by step, the 3 videos, what I showcased so far, it is available.
Mhm. So that's a very good one thing. Like, what if somebody has missed this even the session, or if you cannot get all the things from this session, you can go and revise. The source code is also available in the GitHub, and also the videos are available in Janardhan YouTube channel, and he has also organized well those videos into different playlists.
Okay, so now this is code has been executed in the local environment. I asked a question how to make a recipe for SMLI. It has provided the answers. Same thing, if you want to execute this code in Streamlit application. So what I do now, execute in the Streamlit. Still, just a moment. I'll execute in the Streamlit now. Execute this. The same Streamlit application which I executed earlier, the same thing will run. But now by this time, this will run with the help of which model? Olama. So it is taking time to execute. Any other questions, Rijwan? Meanwhile,
For
time.
now, I can say only these questions. If I get any, I will share you again. Meantime, maybe we can discuss something like even we can use this DeepSeek AI or other AI even for our coding also, like to do some coding suggestions as well.
Yes,
So
coding suggestions, your mathematical applications. Okay.
yes,
So
so
mathematical application, your scientific reasoning is there, right? Your scientific
yes,
reasoning and
yes,
your complex task also, if you want to execute any complex task. So for that purpose also, you can use your this one, which is
yeah.
your DeepSeek model.
Yeah. So DeepSeek is already found, and also we have lots of LLMs are coming. So keep eye on all those LLMs. Like now, I'm excited to use that
So
Growth
now
3.
everyone knows about the Azure AI Foundry. There is something they introduced a new feature called as Azure AI Foundry Labs.
Labs. Okay.
Okay, in the Azure AI Foundry Labs, all your comparison of the models will be available.
That's a good thing. So there we will get comparison about features. Also, I think pricing comparison will be there.
Pricing comparison. And see, as of now, what they said, the future of like a model evaluation, the model benchmark was there, right? Earlier in the
Mhm.
Azure AI Foundry. Now they
Mhm.
said it is moved to the model catalog. Even
Mhm.
though it is moved to the model catalog, but still, if you want to compare all the features, there is something called as inferencing API.
Mhm.
Okay. The inferencing API will be there when you are moving for this type of execution. So that you can find it in the Azure AI Foundry Labs.
Okay,
Yeah.
so that's also a very good takeaway. So AI Foundry Lab, we should explore more to get more insights about
Mhm.
all the LLMs.
Okay, my code is also ready. There's one
Yes.
meanwhile time. So we are asking write a recipe for making a rasmalai. We are asking this. It is start fetching the responses, see, and it is giving the instructions as well.
Within a few sec, even it did not take a second, right? So we can
Because it
say
is a
it is very
local,
fast.
it's a Olama model, right?
Yeah,
Because my server, everything is running in
local.
my own machine itself. You can see this.
So even in the local machine, it is fast. We can say
Yes.
that even with the
Because the
low
fetching time and the
resources,
response will be more fast.
yeah, and also the resources we have low resources, still we can work with the this DeepSeek model.
Yes. That's the beauty
Yeah.
of this.
Yes.
And the last part of the section I want to mention it is you can if you can join in my Microsoft Learning Room as well. Okay. Where myself and Dr. Gomati will be a part of the data and AI room. So we will
That's
be
really great.
providing the, okay, just a moment. I'll give you the link so that people also, Microsoft Learn Room.
Miss Bomati is already here.
Yeah, hi Rizwan, how are you?
Good. Thank you. How are you?
Yeah, good, doing great.
Here it is, my learning room, right? Where is the, here I can find it. So in the learning room where myself and Dr. Gomati, we used to share the learning room. The name of the learning room is Microsoft Tech Talks, where we will be providing 50% discount for all Microsoft certifications. Please join in our Microsoft Learning Room and you can get the privilege as well. So this is a Microsoft Tech Talks Learning Room.
That's great.
So the
Obviously,
learning room will be a part of our regional language, including English, Hindi, and Tamil will be available. So you can please join if those are interested.
yeah.
And that's it, Rizwan. Thank you so much for this opportunity. And others, if you want to connect me, please connect me through my LinkedIn handle as well as The if you want to get benefit through the videos, please join my YouTube channel handle as well.
Yeah. Thank you so much, Jonathan, for your time, even during the weekend. And I know you might have multiple session maybe today because I saw some post. Maybe you are presenting somewhere
Yes,
also.
yesterday,
So,
that's
so all these hassles still, I believe your contribution is giving a quite a lot impact, not only this South India or South Asia, but all over the world. So thanks and keep up your good work. I believe you are doing fantastic job actually, I can say. And it is not benefiting for tech, but also for the beginners, those who want to try or who are confused about their career. Maybe they can also go and explore and get the knowledge whether this is good for them. So thank you so much for your contribution, and we appreciate for this one.
thank you so much, Rijwan, and thank you so much, Satya.
Yeah, and same goes to Miss Gumati also. She is also giving lots of. I'll pull her also into this here. So she's also giving lots of talk. Even she's going to university. She's guiding students. I mean, these are amazing job. She's also doing, despite of having kids. I mean, she has two children also, right? If
Yeah,
I'm not
twin
wrong.
kids.
Yeah. So with that also she is able to manage this all. I think she's a super mom and with lots of tech equipments. So yeah, thank you so much again, Janardans and Miss Komati. Now I want to share the floor to you. Maybe you can start with your session.
Thank you so much for the wonderful introduction, Rizwan, and thank you for giving this wonderful opportunity as well. Because I know organizing an event with a lot of speakers are not that much easy. It takes a lot of commitments. You have to spend your time and conduct these things. Thank you for that. And I think for the second time we are joining for this. Like last year we have joined, and again this time. Thank you for this opportunity. So, good evening, good afternoon, good morning from wherever you're joining. So, today we'll be talking about Copilot Studio. Like, what are the various things about Copilot Studio? You might have heard about Copilot Studio, might be, but I'll be walking you through like what are the various use cases where you can use this Copilot Studio, and if you have any other, like if I have missed any specific domain or an area, you can just let me know as well. Okay, so I'll be walk you through how Copilot Studio is transforming the industry with the AI powered solution. So in the next 30 to 35 minutes, we will explore the Copilot Studio with AI copilots, which are becoming a game changer, and look at some real world use cases, and also the agents which are already there in Copilot Studio. Like you don't want to spend much time, you can just utilize that Copilot Studio itself. Okay. So, let me take 2 minutes of my time to introduce myself. I'm Dr. Gomati. I did my doctorate in machine learning and data science. So, my primary area of interest is machine learning. And then I became a Microsoft certified trainer, Microsoft most valuable professional. So, I have been awarded for two categories. One is a business application and data platform. And then in this year, I became MCT community lead, as well as Jana is also an MCT community lead for our region and Microsoft Learn Expert. So Jana has showed the learning room, right? So the learning expert room. So we both are. We both are delivering talks on that room. I'm a published author and a global speaker. Last year, I have published two books that is on Business Central, and I'm planning to write books on DP600, Power BI, etc. This was my idea. This is my idea. And I'm an Asia and India Book of Record holder for my doctorate. Like I have designed a tool for my doctorate. That tool brings me these records. And I'm an MCT Enric Lima Award winner for the Asia region 2024. That is the year of 2024. So this is what about me. I hold nearly 9+ certification in Microsoft. So this is all about me. And if you want to know more about me, like if you want to connect with me through my LinkedIn, Instagram, so any other social media, you can just connect with me. So you can scan it here. Towards the end of the session, I'll be sharing that link as well here. Okay, so this will be the today's agenda. We will understand what is Copilot Studio. Okay, and then I'll be showing you a real world AI use cases, then a small demo with the help of a Copilot Studio, and then we will go with the Q&A. Okay, so Copilot Studio, it's a low code platform designed to build, customize, and deploy AI powered copilots. So previously, like we used to call it as an agents, right? Like in Power App, we have a specific virtual assistant. So instead of that, we are just enhanced. Microsoft has enhanced that power and made it as a AI powered copilots. So whether you are a developer or a business user, you can create AI powered assistant without extensive coding knowledge. Okay, anybody, you may be anyone from any background, any program. You may have a programming background, you may not have a programming background, you may be from any other domain. You can just straight away go ahead with the creating this copilot. It's not much tough to do this. So now let us understand what makes this Copilot Studio special. Okay, so it's a no code, low code interface, as I told. So this is what the interface, how it looks. So you can simply drag and drop. You can even use the Copilot. Just simply type whatever you want to create an agent. Okay, create agent for travel itinerary. So simple. Just press enter. It will ask few questions. You can simply go ahead with that. Okay, and it has pre-built AI model and connectors. You don't want to create something right from the scratch. So it comes with the ready to use AI capabilities. It has a seamless Microsoft integration as well. Like, of course, all the Microsoft products works well with all the Microsoft ecosystem. So it also works with Microsoft 365, Dynamics 365, and Power Platform. And this also has the custom workflow and automation. So you can tailor AI experiences to specific business needs as well. So to summarize, Copilot Studio enables business to leverage AI without complexity, making AI powered copilots accessible to everyone. But you may have a question, why Copilot AI powered copilots matter much? So it has efficiency and productivity, which means that if you have any some repetitive task, you can make a AI copilot where it will do everything for you. You can schedule, you can make the customer inquiries, freeing up time for the strategic works, etc., etc. So it enhances the decision making as well. It also improves the customer engagement. It has scalability and adaptability. So that's why really we have to go for the copilot. So these are the real world AI use cases. I am just highlighting very few things, very few AI use cases, real world use cases. Beyond this, we have even more. But these are the highlighted AI use cases for us. So let us talk about the business process automation, that is streamlining workflow with AI. So what you can do, you can automate the repetitive task. So AI Copilot can handle tasks like data entry approvals, notifications, etc. So like as I told, it also helps us to do with the workflow optimization. Like AI driven process automation reduces the bottlenecks and improves the speed. AI Copilots works with, of course, all the Power Automate, CRM systems, your Power App. Everywhere you can use this Copilot once you have created. And for example, let us think about like AI powered invoice processing in finance, which will reduce the manual verification time, which also saves time, reduces errors, and improves the operational efficiency as well. So this is the highlighted use cases. Okay, so for example, imagine a finance department that process hundreds of invoice daily. Instead of manually verifying and approving each invoice, an AI copilot you are creating can extract the key details, cross-check the data, and approve or flag discrepancies, reducing processing time from hours to minute. So the impact is what the faster workflow, fewer errors, and increased productivity. So if you're talking about customer support and the chatbots, like enhancing the engagement with the AI copilot. How often do you reach out to a customer support only to wait minutes or even hours for the response? Imagine you have some problem with your bank account or in your for your mobile phone. What they will tell you, you have to call them. They will ask you to dial 3, dial 1, dial 5, blah blah blah. So you have to wait, right? You have to wait for a long time until someone is picking up and responding you about your concern. So what happens if AI copilots are changing that by providing instant and personalized support? This will really change the customer support drastically, right? So what happens here is what? Instant response and self service for every reason. Probably, like if you wanted to for example, if you want to block a card, your credit card or a debit card or something, you actually supposed to call them, right? So instead, if you have an AI chatbot, the chatbot will answer the customer query in a real time, improving the response rate. You also have multi-channel support. For example, AI Copilot works across web, like mobile apps, and messaging platforms, like Microsoft Teams, WhatsApp, everywhere your AI Copilots will work. So this is what multi-channel support, only not only through the website or not only through the mobile apps. You can try this in a various channels as well. Another important thing is what? Personalization with AI, where AI learns from the past interaction to provide tailored recommendations and support. Let us consider a simple example. Take e-commerce. Okay. An AI chatbot can assist customers with product recommendations, order tracking, and even handle refunds without human intervention. You might have seen that, right? If you come across ordering in a Swiggy, like if you need a help, just if you just type if you type like I want to the quality is poor, so immediately they will ask you whether you want a refund or you want to talk to an agent, or if you wanted to escalate this further. So that is what the real time support from the customer care. What happens, this will really improve the customer satisfaction while reducing the support cost, right? So this is 24 bar 7 hours available and improved customer engagement as well and reduced operational cost. Next to talk about is what the data insight and decision making. What happens here? So in today's data driven world, organizations are flooded with information. But making sense of this data quickly and effectively is a challenge. That is where AI copilots come in. So they turn a raw data into a meaningful insights. So how AI copilots can be used in the data insights and decision making. So it can automate the data analysis. AI copilots analyze massive data sets in seconds, identifying the trends and anomalies. Then AI helps business forecast sales, demand, and potential risk. And instead of complex SQL queries, users can simply ask what were our top selling products last month and get the instant insights. Let's say a retail company wants to understand which product performed best during the holiday season. An AI copilot, which is connected with the Power BI, can generate instant sales report, highlight trends, and even suggest inventory adjustments for the next season. So, what is the impact here? Faster decision making, improved business intelligence, and proactive strategy planning. And next to talk about is what the industry specific use case, which is finance, healthcare, retail, and more industry specific. So, AI copilots aren't just limited to customer support or analytics. They are transforming entire industry like finance. So AI Copilot assists with the fraud detection, risk management, risk assessment, and a loan processing. Beyond this, it has also additional features as well. Talking about healthcare, AI chatbots provide patient triage, schedule appointments, and offer medical insights. AI copilots enhance the shopping experience by recommending products and providing virtual assistance in retail and e-commerce. If we take manufacturing, AI powered predictive maintenance helps companies prevent equipment failures before they happen. And education, which is like AI copilots, will personalize the learning path, right? If you just go ahead and see, like if you just give your experience, for example, if you are entering like your, I am a 0 years experience, I'm a fresher, and I know the basics of Python. I want to become a data analyst. So what it will suggest you is what it will suggest you the clear path, like what you should learn, how you should proceed, and where you can achieve. So everything, as you can see that AI copilots are reshaping industry by automating the process, improving decisions, and enhancing the customer experiences. So it increase the efficiency and intelligent way of working is what the AI copilot's highest aim. So we discussed about few cases, use cases here. So let's go for a live demo. We will just see like how we can utilize the already existing agents in Copilot. So if you wanted to use Microsoft Copilot, so you can just enter this particular, I'm just searching for the chat, 1 minute. So this is the link. Okay, so this is the link. I have just shared the link in the comment section, so you can use this Copilot Studio here. So once you enter, once you join this, once you log in with the Copilot, you can see that you have these options. So this is your side panel, side important thing, like we are in the home page. Okay, so in the homepage, you can see few things like you have this Copilot option. Okay, Copilot in Copilot Studio, where you can ask something if you wanted to create. You know, you can describe what it has to create, it will create it. Okay, and what you can see here is what it has something where it has these options which are readily available. Like you can ask for the help desk, expense tracking, HR and benefits. What agent you wanted to create, you can simply select it and create it. This is another way of creating this. Okay, so there are few agents which are already available for you. You don't want to start from the beginning, but only thing is you have to give some knowledge base. Okay, and if you just click here create, okay, let's just go ahead and click create. You can see what is happening. Just click create. So what happens if you wanted to start from the beginning? It will ask you like whether you wanted to create an agent, if you want to explore the existing one. Okay, let's see, like one is a safe travel, which will provide answers to your common travel questions and related health and safety guidelines. Website Q&A, instantly answer user questions using the content of your website. Teams Navigator, it's like it will assist you in finding the colleagues. Okay, IT help desk, financial insight, case management. As I have discussed about various use cases of AI Copilot, so already Microsoft has built some base and important agents which you can directly make use of it. You don't want to start from the scratch. Okay, and see, these are all coming soon. They are just adding this. Like you can find many things which will be added always every month. So you can see approval manager, CV match, job craft, you know, like AI constructed job description and refined interview question, kudos, and status tracker. So these are all which are coming up. Like they'll be adding these agents for you. If you wanted to explore and see, you can also see that. Okay. So this is what the basic agents which are already available for us. And if you click on this agents, if you have created any agent, you can find that agent available here. Okay, and finally it's a library, so you can see here like what are the various libraries which are available for you. Like if you wanted to add, if you want to connect us, so libraries are where you can see the connectors. If you wanted to connect it with, connectors are like the data from where you want to connect. Okay, so if you want to get the data from Zoho, Zepto mail, you can connect this, use this connector. If you want the data from Mailchimp, you can use this Google Drive. So these are the connectors. Okay, and if you click on this three dots, you know, you can see here, just click on this three dots, you can see, as I told, power like Copilot, you can connect with the Microsoft ecosystem. Fine, so here you can connect with the Microsoft ecosystems, like what it is, how you can just if you wanted to connect this, once you have created the agent, imagine once you have created the agent, and if you want to use that agent in the Power Apps, you know, you can either use that, or if you wanted to use that agent in the Power Automate, Power BI. So where you wanted to use it, you can use that. Okay, so here they have some default options which are directly available. If you wanted to connect with that, you can also do that. Okay, so these are the basic details which are available here. Fine, and these are the directly available options here. Now let's go to the home. You can see you have the learning resources as well. So if you want to go ahead and check for the learning resources here, you can also see that. Okay, now let us, so here they like all the Microsoft related technologies you can find it. Okay, so this is a quick start application. So you can see that if you wanted to create and deploy an agent, just click that. It will redirect you to the documentation. So you can just see that how you have to utilize this, like how you can just start learning this. Okay, so all these things are available. Let us try to use some basic thing like website Q&A. Let us try to use this website Q&A, instantly answer user questions using the content of your website. So once you click that, okay, it will take you to this. So this is, it's a name of a co- copilot. Okay, if you want to change this name, you can use that. And if you want to change the icon, you can click here and change the icon. You can upload if you have any icons here. Okay, so here they have given the description. Okay, this is what the description you have seen, like we have just saw in the description. So if you want to just go ahead with the thing, you can also do that. Okay, or else you can, if you want to write an enhanced one, you can also write it. And you can, if you want to add instructions, you can do that. And this is what the knowledge, this is important. As of now, it is getting the knowledge from Microsoft. Okay, if you wanted, like it is getting the knowledge from Microsoft link. Okay, that is what the website Q&A. So if you want to add any knowledge, you can click here. So this is where you have to click to add the knowledge. Okay, you can click click to add the knowledge here. And then if you just click that add knowledge, it will take you to add some options like knowledge here. So how you can do this? Either you can just click on the public website. So if you want to get the public website, you can do it. Or if you have the data in the SharePoint, you can also get the data from the SharePoint. Or else if you wanted to, like any other feature. So advanced feature is not enabled for this particular thing. Okay. So let me just go ahead with the public website, and I'm just going to add my website. Okay. Just to add here. So I'm going to go with learnwithgomes.com. So .com is my blog. Okay. So I'm going to add it here. Okay. So I want to confirm this. So this is the knowledge description. Just click add. So you can see here that learn with Gomes is also added. So whatever the website you wanted to add, but ensure that it don't have any authentication. Like it should not ask for any username or the password or something. Okay, it should be publicly available. That is what it is telling. It should be publicly available. So once this is done, like you can just click create. Okay, you have this create option. Just click create. So what happens, your first agent is setting up without any coding knowledge. You just need to read it. Okay. Meanwhile, it create. I just wanted to invite you to see my GitHub page where you can find a lot of repositories for the Power BI for the Business Central. So far I'm just in the intermediate level of Copilot. So once I'm okay with Copilot, I'll also upload those repositories as well here. You can see all the repositories here in my GitHub Copilot, sorry, GitHub page. So yes, now I think our GitHub is ready. Um, okay, so on the right side, you can see this is the right side. 1 minute, I'll just show you. So in this page, you can see that you can just ask this agent. Okay, if you want to ask the agent of anything regarding your website, you can ask that. Okay, let me just ask something to describe about it. So let me just go ahead and click here. What is the scope of the learn with So sorry for the, let me just see sometimes. Okay, so here I just asked the question like what is the scope of the Learn with Gomes website? So it is creating like where from where it is fetching is what from the about us page. So it is getting list aims to help the readers learn new skill and knowledge. It offers a wide variety of articles, tutorials, and resource covering topics such as technology. So everything. Okay, so because I have given the knowledge as my website, right? I have given the knowledge. I have added my website. So based on that, it is just giving me some answer. Okay, so I'm just going to ask what is the recent blog which is posted. Okay, I'm asking about what is the recent blog which is posted for this particular website. So here the most recent blog is what Power BI Service Bootcamp live sessions by Dr. Go. So I have whatever I'm creating the boot camps like live sessions, I will be posting it here. So can you tell me most viewed blogs blog? So I'm asking which blog is most viewed, like which has the highest views in that. So it is showing top 5 project websites for the students. So this is the most viewed blog. So if I wanted to ask more, so I just clicked on this reference. Okay, so you can see here that actually we were in this overview. Okay, so on the top you can see here. Okay, so these are the key things which you can use. Okay, these are the key points which are here in the Copilot. Okay, so we are in the overview phase where you can just see what are the various options which are available here. Okay, so the basic idea about it, and you can see that you have knowledge. Once you clicked this, okay, knowledge, so you can see here what are the knowledge source, like what is the knowledge base we have added. Okay, what are the knowledge base, so which defines the source the AI uses to answer the question, which source the AI is using. If you wanted to add more source, you can add here, clicking here add a knowledge, you can add it here. Okay, so the next one is the topics. Okay, by default for all the agent you have the topic. For example, what is the topic is what you are structuring your bots response based on the different category. For example, if I'm telling good morning, so what it will do is it will respond me like hello, how can I help you today, right? So what is this, if someone is asking me like good morning or good or something, greeting, someone is greeting me good morning or good evening, so how it has to respond me back. Okay, if I am typing goodbye, so what it should respond me. So this is what we call it as a topic. Okay, so if you just click on this topic, it will take you further. Like for example, if the phrases are bye, bye for now, bye now, goodbye, no thank you. So what it should ask me is what? It is asking me some question. Okay, so what happens once if someone is trying to say bye, it is what it is triggering. It is asking me, would you like to end your conversation? Okay, so this is what end of our conversation. If this is a boolean, right? So here you can see it is showing me something like yes or no. Okay, it is showing me like yes or no, which is the boolean. Okay, this is what the boolean. Okay, this boolean identify yes or no. So based on my response or based on the response from the users, this copilot will be like will be behaving accordingly. Okay, so this is what like yes or no. If yes, if someone is telling yes, okay, true, then the conversation will be ended. If someone is telling no, it will tell me that go ahead, I am listening. Let me just try to say no and let's see like what it is actually responding. So I'm just clicking no. So what it is telling, go ahead, I'm listening. So this one is enabled, right? So this is what the topics like that. If you wanted to add some topics to that, like for example, if you wanted to add a topic, these are the default topic like goodbye, greeting, start over, thank you. So if you want to add some more thing into it, you can add it. Okay, if you want to add something like blog, okay, so if someone is typing blog, what you want to response, so you can add that. So here, this is a custom topics. You also have a system topic, okay, which is already there. Okay, if you wanted to use this system topic, you can also use this. These are the system based topics. Next comes actions. So actions defines a task the bot can perform. The bot can perform. What task a bot can perform? So because it's all like it's a already built-in agent, right? So there is nothing much task. Actions happen. Okay. So if you wanted to add some actions, okay, so you can ask the create that as well. Fine. So for example, so what type of action you can ask here is what? Like fetch and display latest blog post, which I have already told, right? But it has to display the complete blog post. Now what happened? If it is showing me the link, okay, if I click this link, it will redirect me to that particular blog post and tell us show that. But what if I wanted to display the complete blog here? Okay, that is one possible. And if you wanted to provide a personalized recommendation, okay, for example, what article should I read to learn about an AI chatbot? So something which you wanted to create it by yourself, you can just click on this add action. And for example, here they have some roles like delete a row, get a row, get worksheet, get forecast. These are the default, like already available. So if you want to create something, you can also create it. Okay, some actions, like if you want to describe an action to create a prompt, new power automate flow, new custom connector, something if you want to create, you can also create it from here. And next comes the activity. Like what is this activity is all about is what, which will shows the bot interaction, how recently the bot has been interacted. So we have to turn on the generative AI. I haven't turned on it, so that is why it is not showing this. Okay, so here you have to turn on this. So once if you click that, all the agents activity will be enabled. Okay, so it will take some time. Mm, yes, so I'm just going back to this. Okay, so activity. So once I have enabled it, you can see that your system, your thing is enabled. And since I haven't asked anything, um, hi. So if I add hi, so what happens? Immediately my activity map is enabled, right? So session started. So the phrase, some phrase that they have asked, yes, give me the blog, tell me the most viewed blog. Okay, so what happens? Session complete. Again, it will start your session and this knowledge source. It's just searching something, right? And it is showing you that, yes, this is the activity which is happening. So this is what the activity is all about. And next one comes in with the analytics, right? So what is this analytics is all about is what, like what it will track the performance of the uh, bot. Okay, so bot performance, how it is actually performing. So it will enable once you publish the bot, okay, because it has to be live. And other thing like channels, in which channel you're going to like make it available. So let me just go ahead with a demo website. Okay, this is telephony, this is Microsoft. If you want to go use that, as I told, right, like multi-channel. So if you wanted to display that in the Microsoft Teams, demo website, custom website, mobile app, Facebook, Slack, wherever you want, you can just enable that. So I'm just going to go with the demo website because it will create a demo website for me. Okay, so I have to enable this setting security authentication. Okay, let me just go ahead here. I'll go to this agent. Um, okay, so for this, we have to this here, you have a settings and the security, you have to go ahead and access the security. And then authentication, you have to enable the authenticate manually. Okay, no authentication. Let me just go ahead with no authentication so that it will be available for everywhere. Okay, as of now, I'm just going ahead with the no authentication. But if you are creating it for any project or something, please don't go ahead with the open authentication because that is not advisable. Okay, so channels, I'm just going to go ahead with the demo website. Try out the demo, the agent. Okay, so this copy, I'm just going to copy this. Okay, share this website. Let me just open it here. Okay, I'm just trying my bot. So I'm just going to type hi. Okay. Okay, sometimes this will happen. It won't properly. Let me try once again. Okay, so sometimes it will take time to deploy. So okay, it's taking some time. Let's see this. Fine. So yes, this is how you can. Okay, so sometimes it will take some time, or you have to give a proper authentications or something. Few things, if we have missed it, it won't work well. Okay, it is still sending. Okay, fine. Um, Let me just try again once more. It's connecting. Okay. We're looking into the error. Okay, something, some error has happened. I'm sorry about it. So like this, you can just start using this. Okay. Okay, fine. So this is how you can try it with your, we have done with all these things, but sometimes, like because sometimes as you might have faced these things, because this Azure and Copilot, everything which are in the cloud, it won't work well as we expect. Sometimes I'll just publish it and try to work on it. Okay, just give me a second. So meanwhile, I just wanted to show you until it publishing. So I just want to tell you that here you can find my channel here. So where you can find a lot of boot camps for specifically for Power BI. So if you are working into Power BI or a Business Central like AL coding boot camps, I'll be conducting, like last month I have conducted Power BI services bootcamp. So this one you can see, it's a Power BI services, which is like right from this covers the topics from PL 300. Okay, if you are aspiring to become a PL 300, like you can just try this. Okay, it's published. Okay, got it. It's published. Let me just try to go ahead with the channel again. Let me just try to go ahead with the channel again. Let me see whether it is connecting. Okay, so let me just type hi. Okay, so because we have to publish. Sorry for the sound. So I'm just typing like what um how many blogs are published about Business Central. Okay, so my primary goal is about Business Central. So it is finding the blogs which are published on Business Central, and it is going to give me this. Okay, there are two blogs related to Business Central Dynamics, older Dynamics blog. Okay, it is actually my okay, because the tags I might be given a different one. How many blogs on AL? So it is fetching based on the tags. Okay, so let me see. Uh, do not, okay, specific information about the blogs published. Okay, it couldn't find the total number of blogs, but it is trying to give me something. Okay, uh, can you display the blogs recently published about internship? Okay, so I'm just going to type at the about internship. Okay, so this is how, this is a custom website. What Copilot has created a website for us, and it is showing that these are the possible these this is how you can just interact with them. Okay, so anything like, for example, if you want to display, if you want to make this available in your website, so that's a custom website. Okay, you can just embed this particular code into your website, whereas it will be popping up. Okay, as well as the mobile app, if you want to make it in the mobile app, it's possible in the email, in the direct line speech, but you have to give a proper specification here. As well as, please do not make it as a public, like without any authentication. It's very sensitive. Okay, because just to show you the demo, I made it as an authentication, as a no authentication required. So please be very careful about it. Just make it like this. Okay, so yes, this is all about the today's session. So if you wanted to know more about me, if you want to connect with me, I'll be sharing my LinkedIn handle here. Thank you so much for, if you have any questions, you can just ask me here. I'll be here for another, until I clarify your question, I'll be here. Okay, so and this is here in my channel. One thing I just wanted to tell you is what, I'll be conducting a live session every week for how to become an MCT, MVP, and also like commonly asked questions will be there. No, like we'll be confused with to whom we can ask. So all these things, even if you have any suggestion, you can also tell me, like this is what the topic which I'm looking for. I'll be very happy to answer your questions. You can also connect with me through my LinkedIn handle, join my a personal teams community, as well as the learning room. um, yes, it's open for questions.
Thank you, Gomati, for the session. We got a lot of idea about Copilot Studio, how we can build AI applications, and how we can write our own topics, create actions, and all. The session was really good, and there are a few questions which is already hanging here. So, one question is, what are the easiest ways for students and new developers to start working with AI tools?
Okay, what are the easiest way to start with AI tool, right?
Yeah, for especially for students and new developers.
Okay, for students and developer, I can tell you, like Microsoft has a basic fundamental AI. I hope you also might have known Azure
Yes.
Fundamental, Azure AI Fundamental. Okay, so which is, we call it as AI 900. Okay,
Mhm.
so you can start understanding what is this, what is AI is actually. So it's not mandatory that you have to do the certification in order to understand this, but learn the path here. And I have the specific playlist for this AI 900. The complete playlist we have covered, like I have covered here, like what is right from the machine learning, what is the auto ML in Azure, how to use the content safety, everything. And also Azure has generative AI fundamentals. Okay, so if you want to understand anything, you can just start with this. Okay, fundamentals of generative AI. You can learn this and understand how this Copilot and AI works. Okay, this is the first way of starting your career. So I can recommend everyone, though this is not my primary area of interest. Like as I have told, like my primary MVP category is on business central and data. That is what my primary area. But it is always good to learn the new technology. It's not a new technology, although so it's already we are living with AI, so it's best to start learning and understanding this.
Yeah, that's a great answer. So, if you anyone want to start about the AI, so there are lots of AI information available in the internet, and most of the time, especially students, developers, they get confused. Okay, what to start, where to start? So, best thing is to start with Azure Fundamental, Azure 900, AI 900, and fundamentals of generative AI. So AI 900 will help you to know, get the basic idea of what is AI, what are AI tools, what are the what are the services available, and so on. So I think that's a good way to start. Great.
Yes.
There is another question. What are the security risks involved in deploying AI co-pilots, and how do you mitigate them?
What are the, sorry, I didn't get it.
Security risks involved in
Security
AI,
risks.
yeah, in AI deployments and AI deployments, especially co-pilots, and how do we mitigate it?
Okay, AI and co-pilots, right? So the first risk, what I personally feel is what data privacy. Okay, of course, but Azure has this Entra ID, your secret keys, everything. So this is what I can suggest. What is the first thing which I see is what data privacy and confidentiality risk. Okay, so AI co-pilots may process and store sensitive information, leading to the potential data leakage, but you have to implement, I think, like, because since you're using the Azure, and if it is through the company policy, so we have this GDPR, HIPAA, and other data privacy laws are there, which are implemented based on the region wise, right? So it is if you are using an on-premise or private cloud deployments for the sensitive data, it will be good, but we cannot always rely on that, right? So it's always good to manage your Entra ID, your keys properly. Okay, don't use don't give away your keys or anything. Another important security risk which I see is what unauthorized access or misuse. Like users can exploit AI powered, but again, how you can just go ahead with this, what are the role based access controls and OAuth, multi-factor authentication, SSO, etc. And make it like a strict permissions, like who should interact with your AI. As I showed, I have immediately, you might have seen that, immediately I have changed that to the authenticate with the Microsoft, because previously in order to show you that it's a publicly available channel, so I have changed it to no authentication. This is a risky one. Okay, and although your Copilot, wherever you are going out of the protection way, Microsoft will alert you. Okay, so it is telling like allowing anonymous end users to the chat. It is not like, it is not suggested. So it's always check twice before you use that. And sometimes, like AI prompt injection attacks can happen. So attackers can manipulate AI response by injecting malicious prompts, tricking the AI into the revealing sensitive data. I hope all might have come across this. For directly, if you go and ask AI, right, give me the access key for the Windows, license key for the window, it will not give you. But if you just ask some questions, like narrate it with a story or something, and some character in the story is asking for the secret key, it will give you the secret key. Okay, so this is what we call it as a AI prompt injection attack. So it is good if you are using the prompt filtering to block malicious input, rate limiting. So that is what I showed you here. So if you are using, I'm just telling in terms of AI Copilot, even you can do this for the Azure as well. So here in the topics, you can just tell that, okay, if someone is asking, add a topic, someone is asking for a different set of word, or key terms or words, you should say like the immediately that also can be created as an action. Okay, so if someone is asking this, you the Copilot should respond like, please don't ask this, this is sensitive, like that. Okay, and further, like API security risks are there, like application programming interface security risk. You can use implement API authentication, OAuth, API keys, HTTPS, like encrypted communications and audit logs to monitor the API calls as well. And sometimes, like deepfake and phishing attacks may also happen. Like fake or misleading content, AI generated content detections, everything. And as I told, like always be very careful with your passwords, and also rely on the Copilot and Azure security policies.
Yeah, that's a great answer. Actually, what I can suggest anyone who is implementing AI solution, first they can build a policy to be deploy their solution. Policy means they can refer to some standard guidelines, or even they can ask AI tools what are the security policies we should apply for the AI applications, how we can secure it in terms of authentications, in terms of content safety, in terms of deployments, environments, and so on. So these are the content safety. I think we should build a policy before we publish. And Microsoft also give you the standard policy. Even Microsoft has now security copilots. So maybe you can utilize that security copilots to get the suggestions on your environments and your services. Yeah,
Yes,
I
any other
think.
questions?
There is one more question. Can Copilot Studio be customized domain specific AI applications?
Yes, we can
Yes,
customize this
yes.
doc. Yeah.
So already I think during your presentation you showed some example
Yeah.
like HR related Copilot agent can be built. It can be related with some other
Hmm.
domain specific. So it is
Yeah.
quite possible. Yeah. I think that's all, Miss Gomati. Any last things you want to sum up? Because your session is the last for this event,
Oh,
so we are also
great.
ready to wind up this session. Yes.
Okay, great. First of all, I want to thank the organizers and the team, and specifically accommodated for my timing because I have requested for the time morning, right from morning 10 o'clock. I've been completely tied up. So thank you for that. And this is really required for all the like all the tech enthusiasts. Like what are the latest topics which are happening? Thank you for this opportunity. And please, I recommend everyone to please try Copilot because it's easy. Don't just stop yourself because you are not from computer science background. It's not for computer science background, it's for everyone. So you can just learn and try to be on track and update yourself every day. At least learn at least 5 to 10 minutes every day so that you can be on the track. Thank you. All the
That's
best.
correct. Yeah.
Yeah.
So I will add something on top of that, like
Mhm.
this Copilot Studio, especially, or even some of the Microsoft. These are not actually built for like highly tech person. It can be used by even citizen developers also, like those who are. You just need to know your logic, and steps are quite simple. You don't need to write complex coding. Just with a small effort you will be able to develop the solutions, and there are lots of even these days helpers are there for you. Even it can be help from the copilot. You can use chat gpt and some other llms to get the steps and all. So yes, thank you everyone for joining. Especially, I'd like to thanks every speakers who are taking their personal time. It's not only the 30-minute or 40-minute session time, but they need huge time to prepare their content, to get ready with the presentation, and that's all where they need to even research about something new which they can present. And also the attendees who are able to attend this session, they spend their time for learning. So both way it is helpful for both. And thank you all for joining the event, season of AI exploring current trends and advancement. Thank you all, and we will be publishing the recording of this session. I mean within this week, next week. Sorry. Thank you all, and
Thank
we
you.
will wind up the call. Thank you, Mr. Kumati. Thank you,
Thank you.
attendees. Bye bye.